Hello. Good evening, Professor. Hello. Good evening, Professor. Are you able to hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay. Good evening, ma'am.
Oh, hi. Good
Okay.
evening. Good evening,
Okay.
Manoj.
Thank you.
You can hear us, right?
Hello.
Hello.
Good evening, Professor. Are you able to hear me?
Yes, we are able to hear you.
Oh, good evening, Professor. Professor, can you please share your slides so that we can check whether it is
Why you are
working
doing
or not?
Just 1 second. 1 second.
Okay. Okay, Professor. Thank you.
फाइल ना लिख के लास्ट मिनट रे करप्ट हो जाए तो try to understand if there is not a file some language.
Okay, Professor. I think it will work. You can share like at your schedule. No problem, Professor.
Hello.
Can
Yes,
you see
Professor.
it?
Yes,
Can you
Professor. Yeah, it's fine, Professor.
Okay.
so I
Thank
have
you.
to reshare or I keep in share?
Professor, maybe you can share because first talk is yours. No problem. Right? Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Professor. Nice to hear, Professor.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Professor. Bye, Professor.
Good morning to one and all present here. On behalf of TGGS, NCR, KMUTNB, University of Portsmouth, and other committee members, we wholeheartedly welcome you all to the 3rd International Symposium on Sustainable Fibers and Polymeric Materials, SFPM’24. Now I am very happy in welcoming our beloved President of KMUTNB, Professor Dr. Ingat Abel Sushat Chengchin, sir, for delivering the presidential address.
So, dear, you can see it's online. No? Yeah, dear Professor Home Dhaka, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good morning, and my college student. On behalf of King Mongkut University of North Bangkok and myself, we are greatly and honored and pleased to welcome you all to the 3rd of International Symposium on Sustainable Fiber Polymeric Materials on the observation of the 65th year anniversary of the KMUTNB. First of all, I would like to begin by thanking to the keynote speaker, Professor Dr. Home Dhaka from University of Portsmouth, United Kingdom, for blessing us with your present today. Thank you very much that you are taking for your busy schedule to accept our conference. And let me also take this opportunity to thank our distinguished guest speakers, Professor Dr. Majasri Misala and Professor Dr. Ama Mohati from University of Canada, and Professor Dr. Kolosky, Institute of Nature Fiber, Poland, for the efforts and believing in the cooperation in this year's conference. And King Mongkut University of North Bangkok is one of the largest technical university in Thailand and was established from the constructive cooperation between the Thai government and the Federal Republic of Germany. It was initially known as a Thai-German Technical School, where the object was focused on producing highly skilled technicians and engineers for Thailand. And one is our success is reflected by the German teaching style, and that has embedded in the most of vocational college throughout the country. And to expand our KMUTNB capacity, and also this is especially the association of the 65th year anniversary of the KMUTNB, we organized the International Symposium to focus on the exchange, relevant trends, and research results, as and the presentation of the practical and research experience in fiber polymeric materials. And your scientific contribution in this conference are valuable source for all the researchers and educators to study. And special thanks to the National Science Research and Innovation Fund and KMUTNB for supporting today the symposium. I hereby acknowledge and appreciate the effort and cooperation for everyone for the project cooperative arrangement and cooperation. And thank you so much for coming and your attention. So please enjoy the symposium and have a good day. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Professor. On this memorable occasion, we are very happy to telecast a video of our prestigious KMUTNB.
KMUTNB's 65th anniversary. Reinventing Reinvent Think towards sustainability. King Mongkut's University of Technology North Bangkok, or KMUTNB, is well known as a higher education institution with a relatively long history. We have produced qualified individuals equipped with competence in critical thinking abilities and employability skills. Efforts have been made to create well-prepared graduates with the capabilities and qualities needed for future career in the manufacturing sector. With an unyielding commitment to academic excellence and professional development, we pledge to promote technology, research and innovation as to exhibit the university's leadership and educational potential in our disciplines. With open-mindedness, we are willing to embrace novel ideas and develop our capacity for accelerating transformation towards a sustainable future. The year 2023 marks the 65th founding anniversary of KMUTNB. As our history goes, the institution was established on February the 19th, 1959, through the economic and academic cooperation between the governments of Thailand and Germany. At the beginning, it was called North Bangkok Technical School, which offered the upper secondary vocational training. The school adopted German dual system of vocational education that combines school-based learning with on-the-job training at the workplace. Afterwards, its status was promoted to a higher vocational institution, identified as Thai German Technical College. The college continued to grow and was upgraded to King Mongkut's Institute of Technology, North Bangkok. Finally, upon being granted an autonomous status, the institute became King Mongkut's University of Technology, North Bangkok. His Majesty the late King Bhumibol Adulyadej, or King Rama IX, graciously granted permission to the university to use the royal seal of His Majesty King Mongkut, or King Rama IV, as the official university seal. KMUTNB offers a wide variety of program options and different levels of education, ranging from vocational certificates through the bachelor's, master's, and doctoral qualifications. promote business growth and industrial development in Thailand's Eastern Economic Corridor, or EEC. The University Council resolved to expand educational opportunities to this region, leading to the establishment of 2 new campuses in the Special Economic Zone, namely KMUTNB Prachinburi Campus and KMUTNB Rayong Campus. KMUTNB seeks to expand foreign and domestic collaboration and academic partnerships with public-private academia sectors. A focus area is placed on assuming the leadership role in research and technology. Furthermore, the university has adopted a sustainability perspective and become involved with environmental advocacy. Evidently, it is stepping closer towards a green university. To enhance efficiency in operational management, the university adheres to the Code of University Good Governance. In particular, the principles of transparency and accountability. As a result, KMUTNB has received several prestigious awards for its reputation in trustworthiness and organizational integrity. A series of prestigious awards and accomplishments have so far exhibited KMUTNB's remarkable achievements and capabilities that win national, regional, and global recognition. Please join us to feel proud to be part of the university. Let's celebrate the 65th anniversary of KMUTNB, one of the top national universities based on science, technology, research, and innovation capabilities.
I am honored to invite Dr. Sanjay Mavinkere Rangappa sir, Principal Research Scientist and Associate Professor, and also an advisor within the Office of the President for University Promotion and Development towards International Goals, and Chairman of our SFPM’24 to deliver the welcome address.
Good morning, everyone. I'm delighted to part of KMUTNB, a prestigious institute with a 65 years legacy in Thailand. On behalf of our university, I would like to welcome you all for today's International Symposium on Sustainable Fibers and Polymeric Materials, SFPM’24, which is in collaboration with University of Portsmouth, UK. In this occasion, I would like to thank Professor Omnath Dakal sir from University of Portsmouth, UK, for accepting our kind invitation and joining us here today. And also, I would like to thank University of Portsmouth for accepting our joint proposal for conducting this symposium. Thank you, one and all, for joining today's International Symposium. I wish to welcome you all. First, I would like to thank our beloved President, sir, Professor Dr. Abel Suchar Singh sir, for his great support and encouragement to organize this international symposium. I welcome and appreciate the distinguished speakers, Professor Dr. Omnath Dokal sir from University of Portsmouth, UK. He is the director of Portsmouth Center for Advanced Materials and Manufacturing. He is also the visiting professor of University of Borås, Sweden, and an honorary chair of Sustainable Biomaterials at Madan Bandari University of Science and Technology, Nepal. He is an associate editor of Composite Policy and Alien. And our first speaker, and also first speaker, Professor Dr. Amar Monti sir and Professor Dr. Manjushree Mishra ma'am, already in online. Professor Dr. Amar Monti sir from University of Gulf, Canada. He is the distinguished Research Excellence Chair in Sustainable Materials and the Director for the Bioproducts Discovery and Development Center. He is a former Michigan State University professor. He currently holds an adjunct professor position at the State of University of New York College of Environmental Science and Forestry, US, and a visiting professor status at the University of Portsmouth, UK. He is the editor-in-chief of Composite Policy elsewhere. And our second speaker, Professor Dr. Manjushree ma'am from University of Gulf, Canada. She holds the Tier 1 Canada Research Chair, CRC, in Sustainable Biocomposites from the Natural Sciences and Engineering Research Council of Canada, NSREC, and the Research Program Director of Bioeconomy Panel of Ontario Agri-Food Innovation Alliance. She is the editorial board member of Journal of Applied Polymer Science, Composite Party Science and Manufacturing, Polymer Testing, Macromolecular Materials and Engineering, ACS Omega, and Composite Part C. And our fourth speaker, Professor Dr. Ryszard Kowalski, sir, from Institute of Natural Fibers, Poland. He is the Professor Honoris Causa Pontifical Catholic University Ibarra, Ecuador. He is the editor-in-chief of Journal of Natural Fibers. I heartily thank all of the keynote speakers for accepting our invitation. I wish to thank National Science Research and Innovation Fund, NSRF Fundamental Fund 2024, Thailand Science Research and Innovation, TSRI, and King Mongkut University of Technology, North Bangkok for funding support. I also wish to thank University of Portsmouth again for accepting our proposal for this collaborative international symposium. Further, I extend my sincere gratitude to all participants who are registered for this international symposium. And overall, more than 300 participants have been registered for this international symposium from 19 countries. And this is the third event of this year and fifth overall from our NCR group. First event was organized on 18th February 2022 as international workshop on hybrid composites for railway application, followed by international symposium on lightweight and sustainable polymeric materials on 17th February 2023. This year, we have organized an international conference on eco-friendly fibers and polymeric materials on 19th and 20th February 2024. Also, for the first time in the world, we have organized 24 hours international symposium on advanced manufacturing for polymeric materials on 24th 4th 2024. Finally, I would like to express my gratitude and thanks to all my NCR team members, Dr. Pinay, Dr. Manoj, Dr. Satish, Dr. Vino, Dr. Gaurav, Dr. Mohit, Associate Professor Dr. Langdo, Assistant Professor Chukapan, Assistant Professor Dr. Joe, Assistant Professor Dr. Krit, Dr. Gopal, Dr. Gavimani, Dr. Praveen, Mr. Arul, Mr. Rasigo, Mr. Boom, Mr. Timothy, Mr. Now, and all intern students from India. I hope all will enjoy the talk given by distinguished professors. The participants will definitely gain various insights regarding sustainable fibers and polymeric materials from the various sessions. Once again, I welcome you all to SFPM'24. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, sir, for the warm welcome remarks. I now invite Dr. Manoj Kumar Singh, a research scientist of KMUTNB, to introduce our first keynote speaker. Dr. Manoj.
Your call has been forwarded.
Yeah. Good morning, all one and all of presents here. First, I would like to thank Professor Dr. Amar Mohanty sir and Professor Dr. Manjusri Mishra ma'am from University of Guelph, Canada, for accepting our invitation and joining us today in online. I wholeheartedly welcome you, professors. The first keynote speaker of this symposium is Professor Dr. Amar Mohanty sir from University of Guelph, Canada. Professor Dr. Amar Mohanty sir is a full professor and distinguished research excellence chair in sustainable materials and director of Bioproducts Discovery and Development Center at University of Guelph, Canada. He is a former Michigan State University professor. He is currently holds an adjunct professor position at State University of New York College of Environmental Science and Forestry, USA, and a visiting professor status at the University of Portsmouth, UK. He is an international leader in the field of sustainable materials, bioplastics, biocomposites, and advanced biorefineries. His research focuses on engineering value-added uses of biomass waste plastics, industrial co-products from agro-food and biofuel industries, circular bioeconomy in environmental sustainability, waste plastic valorization, biodegradable plastics as single-use plastic alternatives. Biocarbon-based composites and 3D printing of sustainable materials are other areas of his expertise. He is the chief editor of Composite Part C elsewhere. He is a highly cited researcher with more than 850 publications to his credits, including 499 peer-reviewed journal papers, 71 patents, 6 edited books, over 400 conference presentations, and 27 book chapters. He is the fellow of the Royal Society of Canada, the American Institute of Chemical Engineers, the Royal Society of Chemistry, the Society of Plastic Engineers. He has received many awards, including the Miroslav Romanovsky Medal from Royal Society of Canada, J.L. White Innovation Award from International Polymer Processing Society, Synergy Award from Innovation from Natural Science and Engineering Research Council of Canada and CERC, Andrew Chase Forest Products Division Award from American Institute of Chemical Engineers, and the Lifetime Achievement Award from the Bio-Environmental Polymer Society, USA. I now invite Professor Dr. Amar Mohanty sir to deliver his keynote speech on sustainable biocarbon-based composites for lightweight and safer electric vehicles, challenges and the new opportunities. Over to you, Professor.
Thank you, Dr. Singh, for your elaborative introduction to me, and thank you all, as well as all the attendees. And as Dr. Singh already pointed out about me, I am from the University of Guelph, Ontario in Canada, and today I will be talking on sustainable biocarbon-based composites for lightweight and safer electric vehicles, challenges and new opportunities. So as you know, currently the automotive industry is taking a vibrant move to make a zero emission strategy, and that is why electric vehicles is coming up. And we are making a zero emission. With that concept, I will introduce a new type of composite materials that we call biocarbon-based composite materials, how it can be used in making lightweight electric vehicles. That will be the main theme of my talk. And if I go to today's discussion, before I go to my discussion, I just want to highlight the term biocarbon first time coined for materials uses at the University of Guelph in 2015, when I first joined in Guelph from Michigan State. So this is we call it as a reinvention of biocomposites. In my whole career, I did a lot of work on natural fiber, like traditional natural fiber composites, like jute, kenap, and so many traditional natural fiber composites. But we introduced a biocarbon-based composites that I will highlight today. What are biocarbon? Why we call it as a sustainable filler for composite applications? Because in terms of its reduced carbon footprint, and fundamentally, what I would go to introduce today, how these biocarbon based composite materials has a diverse applications not only for traditional composites like polypropylene or polyethylene. This filler, because of its high thermal stability, can be used for engineering plastic like nylon, PBT, polycarbonate, ABS at the temperature of more than 250 to 260 degree processing temperature. And fundamentally, this whole idea is to go for injection molding application. And on, glass fiber talc are predominantly used in composite application. More than 90% of the composites are being used by short glass fiber and mineral filler like talc in the composite area. And carbon black, as you know, is a colorant and mostly used in automotive industry. So auto applications of biocarbon field, polypropylene and TPO, I will give to commercial success from University of Guelph. And then I will extend our applications for demanding electric vehicle parts. And then I will conclude. And today's discussion, main points, that plastic waste and global warming. So plastic is used universally in many applications, starting from packaging to automotives to buildings, even to biomedical applications. Although it is used in every area, it is being very much criticized now because of the waste concern, because of the global greenhouse gas emission. And second point is that waste valorization, how to support circular economy. Currently, we are going through a linear economy strategy, take, use and throw. That's called linear economy, which is not sustainable. We have to go forward for a circular economy. Circular economy means there is no waste. Waste should be a resource for another industry. And that's why upcycling of biomass waste through pyrolysis is one of the sustainable approach to make waste to new applications. And I will also talk today about bio-based and sustainable biocarbon composites of polypropylene and TPO, and I will extend that to the nylon. First, I would like to tell what is sustainable composites. Sustainable composites now redefined as any composites made from biosource, recycled material, waste resources, and their hybrids. Earlier, we were thinking that sustainable composites are fundamentally made from renewable resources. Now, people are redefining it. Combination of recycled, bio, waste, and their hybrid to make intelligent composite materials. That's what we call our sustainable composites. So biocarbon to advanced biographene through waste valorization and their advanced manufacturing applications. I will give few examples. And I will also tell that the biocarbon-based composites have already been used disruptive technology in high barrier packaging. Although this aspect I will not cover up today. I will cover up mostly the automotive application. So as I already told, our economy is a linear economy, and this is fundamentally a fossil fuel economy that is coming from oil, coal, and gas. Before telling that, we must remember the economy, the basic element for economy is carbon. Carbon is the fundamental of economy, and fundamentally this fossil fuel economy we call hydrocarbon chemistry, CH4. Now from the hydrocarbon chemistry, CH4 chemistry, we are transitioning to a carbohydrate chemistry, CHO. So fundamental, whether it is CH4, fossil fuel carbon, or it is CHO, hydrocarbon, the carbon coming from carbohydrate, the fundamental is carbon. If you look into the whole history, 12 billion tons of carbon have been consumed per year from these fossil fuel resources. And that fossil fuel resources coming from gas, also from the oil, and also from the coal. What happens as a result, global carbon dioxide emission reached at the highest level in the history in 2024. So people are going to make new type of sustainable development. So what I want to talk to you here, I have utilized the heading of this slide. Black is the new green, because as you know, I will be introducing the biocarbon in in sustainable composites application. Why I call it black is the new green. So if you go to the 21st century world, you have heard the term called terra petra. If you see the left-hand side, I have shown you some of the plants, and here also plants. What happens with the progress of time, the plants breed inside the soil, and because inside the soil, it is basically no air pass, oxygen-free atmosphere. So whatever happens, this is converted to black. That means it is converted to the black material. So we call it black soil, or in another term, it is called tetra preta. So the 21st century world of carbon sequestration, now we are calling it as a new carbon. The technique of using charcoal to improve the fertility soil originated in the Amazon basin roughly 7,000 years ago. And the soil become more fertile because the plant breed, and it become more carbon rich, and it is more 3 times higher than nitrogen phosphorus. So that was published long back in Nature, let's say 2006. With that concept, we are going to a biocarbon technology. As you know, in India and many places, straw and agro residues are burning. So what is the remedy for those? That's the question comes to us. So combine ancient terra petra technology, as I previously talked in my slide, with the advanced biorefinery. That means you take those waste and convert to a material, and that material can be used for environmental purpose, energy purpose, and economic security. So as I already told in my first slide, carbon is the fundamental of the economy. If you consider those waste and we convert it to that biocarbon or sustainable carbon, that can store up to 9.5 billion tons of carbon a year. Imagine, which is more than is emitted by all today's fossil fuel use carbon. What I want to tell, from the bioresources, from the waste resources, we can get a sustainable carbon that can suffice to maintain the sustainability and economy of the whole world. That's why I gave a conclusion: combine ancient tetra petra, use the biorefinery concept, and utilize those waste-based carbon for the environmental remedy, for energy applications, and for our economic security. So as I have told you, I would like to utilize the called pyrolysis of biomass and waste. I have done a lot of work in my career in natural fiber composites that we traditionally call biocomposites, and we use for injection molding. What are the some of the key issues that came for commercial application? Number one, thermal stability. If you take a natural fiber, whether flax or hemp or jute or even agro residue, you can make composite polypropylene maximum up to 180 degrees. But you cannot make a composite of engineering plastic by nylon, because nylon processed at 250 degrees C, or polybutylene terephthalate like that, or other type of engineering plastic. Another issue is smell and odor issues. Once I started utilizing those biomass and go for a large scale production, sometimes the industry people don't like because odor become an issue. And if you make some parts out of that, aesthetic became a challenge, and supply chain. Not that we make something in the laboratory, we get a lot of excellent properties. That's not enough. For any industry, even a small part of a car needs certain natural fiber in the millions and millions of pounds. So supply chain, thermal stability, smell and odor, aesthetic challenges, that bring the idea of taking the waste as a resource and convert to a carbon, and that carbon can be utilized as a filler material or reinforcement material for composite application. So pyrolytic carbon is an isotropic turbostatic form of carbon. And we also can make graphitic structure from those carbon. So pyrolysis is heating of the agro residues or any waste materials, including the municipality solid waste or any type of wooden structures coming out from the housing demolition, and municipality waste and heat in absence of oxygen. Once you heat it in absence of oxygen, we call it pyrolysis. The pyrolysis can give three products. One is called biocarbon, and that's what I will talk on, then syngas, and then bio-oil. Once I first came to Canada from US, that time pyrolysis was a hot area of research, and the main purpose of pyrolysis was to make bio-oil by slow pyrolysis and convert this bio-oil and fractionate into ethylene, propene like that, then go for biorefinery and make polymer like polyethylene, polypropylene like that. That was the dream of pyrolysis research. So once upon a time, this biocarbon, earlier people were calling it biochar. So first time, as I told, we coined the word biocarbon to this biochar once we use it in the materials applications. So then I thought, and we are the first in the world to think of and utilize this as a resource for composite applications. That's what I will talk about. Formation of biocarbon and highly precise structure and functionality. So they can be turbostatic structure, you can make a graphitic structure, and you can make amorphous and crystalline structure by controlling the way how you are making. You can make highly graphitic, or you can make highly surface area and high stiffness, high strength and toughness and weight resistant and fatigue, and you can utilize for various applications in energy. So with that concept, we in the University of Guelph, we made pyrolysis quite extensively, and we use various biomass, whether it is a perennial grasses like miscanthus or distiller dried grains, which is a co-product of the biofuel industry, and corn cob, soya hull, and name few. And if you can pyrolyze at different temperature, you can get different type of carbon structure. And if you pyrolyze less than around 350, we call it purified biomass. And if we go to high temperature like 600 to 900, your yield will reduce, but the structure or nature of the carbon will be different. So in that way, you can decide which type of carbon you want for which type of applications. So since this is the area we first pioneered, so we were invited by a reputed journal Nature to write an article, and we first introduced the word biocarbon, as I told. And although first time we decided to use biocarbon for composite materials, that I'll be talking few examples, and this biocarbon can also be used for packaging, construction, automotives. And I am also quite happy to see that the biocarbon first time we used for materials, now this biocarbon can go for making energy devices like battery, supercapacitors, and one of my research project deals with making supercapacitors. And this can also go for carbon dioxide capture. So carbon dioxide capture and utilizes in another hot area of research now because of greenhouse gas. So that can go for environmental remediation, and that can also go for catalysis, electronics, and sensors. So if you see this view graph, so it is automotive applications. Even it can go for packaging applications. It can go for electronics, and it can also absorb carbon dioxide because of the porous nature of this carbon. They can absorb carbon dioxide. You can store those and utilize either for making chemicals and other type of applications. So why biocarbon is so vibrant now in vehicle application? Biocarbon builds sustainable composites. They are lighter weight and odor free, and it can be used from any range of temperature with a very highly stable carbon structure. In the composite area, we use carbon fiber, we use multi-wall carbon nanotube, nanoclay, glass fiber, talc, and other natural fiber. But if you look to the density, this biocarbon is just like other traditional natural fiber. Its density is about half than the glass fiber and talc and carbon nanotubes. So density is almost half. And this is the green color. And if you look into the biocarbon, cost is quite less because we are getting from waste resources, whereas carbon fiber is quite costly and supply chain is not an issue. So for your information, up to 40,000 parts of the vehicle is made up of different 1,000 different materials. And plastic composites, they constitute 10% of the vehicular weight and 50% of the total volume. So we have more than 1,000 plastic parts. 300 kg of plastic is used in a typical car. So if you can reduce the weight of the car by 10%, you can have a 8% fuel efficiency. I have given a lot of advantage why biocarbon is important. This support bioeconomy. You can highly feed up to 50% biocarbon. You can feed so in a polypropylene or other type. So you can make less amount of polymer, more sustainability you can introduce into your structure, improve processing window, temperature you can go very high, and they are lightweight, renewable, and this is quite a supply chain is the biggest issue for the automotive industry. That's why this is quite vibrant now. In my presentation, I told that the rapid growth of electric vehicles. Why electric vehicles came to us? Because to be better and how to adapt with polymer composites. You know that the bond of the electric vehicles came out because we want to fade out gasoline by 2035. But unfortunately, although we are using electric energy, but that still energy is coming from your non-renewable source. So that is another area. But what I want to tell you that the global electric vehicle market is reaching about $1 trillion. And if you see the view graph in the left-hand side, whether it is the F-150 from the Ford or Kona or any other companies, what is happening, each electric vehicle is around 1,000 pounds heavier than their gasoline counterpart. That's in general. What happens if the electric vehicles is heavier? What happens? The risk factor is for accident go very high. So significantly increasing the crash impact and fatality risk. So that is, and not only that, because of the heavy weight, there is a wear and tear of the tire. So a lot of microplastic pollution also is created. Fatality risk is about 40 to 50%. So that means human life is going away because of this fatality risk. So another area we are also doing, besides we need a lightweight, so you can reduce the weight of the electric vehicles by the help of this sustainable filler biocarbon composites. Another part that you have to make it fire-proof. After the accident, if there is a fire happen and human life goes out, even yesterday there was a vehicle happened accident in North America, and there are several people died. So electric vehicles, although is very going popular, but this accident and fire risk is creating crash and the human life taking away. So that is why lightweight electric vehicles and flame retardant bus electric vehicles is the future. So lighter, healthier electric vehicles to have zero emission, zero crash is the need of today. World needs to stop emitting greenhouse gases from vehicles and power plants. So that's why to make electric vehicles lighter, to maximize the climate and safety benefits is how the world is looking for. So then we all talk about sustainable composites. What is sustainable composites? As I already told, it is obtained from renewable, recycled, waste resources, and the hybrid. So we know in the composite we have two terms, polymer matrix and filler or reinforcement. Nowadays, polymer matrix might be thermoset, might be thermoplastic, it may be bio-based, it might be mixed resources. So now in this polymer matrix, we are adding the waste plastic. Only pure virgin plastic is not going to do. So you have to combine virgin plastic with waste plastic and recycled plastic. Now European law and many law are introducing that your each automotive part should contain about 20 to 30% of recycled content. So in the composite materials, matrix should be mixed with recycled plastic. Similarly, in the filler material, traditional fillers like glass fiber, talc, or any, if you can make it full sustainable, it is a great thing. But sometimes people are using waste fillers like lignin, carpet fiber, cardboard, even recycled carbon fiber. So you have to take fillers, which is a hybrid of virgin as well as recycled and waste fillers. And matrix is also a combination of virgin and waste recycled. So that's the way we have to move in making advanced composite, or people call it smart composites, for our applications. So I will try to give you some example why biocarbon is heading towards commercialization. I'll give you two stories because within this time period, I cannot go other type of commercial success. So first, I would like to give biocarbon filled polypropylene composites to make the headlamp housing for Ford Motor Company. So these are the all bio waste, whether it is this is a chicken feeder waste, this is some biomass, coffee shop. We pyrolyze it at different temperature in oxygen atmosphere, and we make carbonized biomass. We control the particle size and some surface engineering. Then we mixed it biocarbon with polypropylene. Unlike talc or short glass fiber, we use complete carbon biocarbon from the waste resources and polypropylene virgin plus recycled polypropylene. Then we extrude it, and then we make a biocomposite pellets, then injection molded, and depending on the parts, we make some specific parts. So this is one success, although we did a lot of research for any applications for automotives, you have to go a long testing. There are 65 different testing you have to pass through, because automotive applications is not only mechanical properties that we do in the laboratory scale. They have to pass for your water immersion test, they have to do fogging test, they have to do a flammability test. There are more than 65 tests. So we worked about more than 3 years to pass all those tests. So finally, we commercialized this part, which is a polypropylene biocarbon-based composites. Now it is used in Ford's Lincoln model. And you know, headlamp housing is the weight of two-side headlamp housing. That means this headlamp is put in a package that is called polypropylene tall glass field composite. Now they are using polypropylene biocarbon composites. So what happened? So we developed this technology with a partnership Ford Motor Company, competitive green technology, which is a compounding industry in Ontario, and Bharat Lighting in Michigan with injection molding. So according to the Ford Motor Company, the resulting components from university grade technology is 20% lighter. Not only it is lighter, it also requires less energy to manufacture. So any biomaterials or green materials sounds good. Just one thing I want to tell you, if it is not cost competitive, nobody is going to take that technology to the market. People tell, oh, we love green, we love bio, we made sustainable. But for that to go for applications, cost is the major drawback. If you cannot make a product cost competitive, it cannot go. Why it went to market? Because we made the resources and our product is less costly as compared to talc and glass field composite, because we use a waste resources to make the filler material. That's why it went to the market. And this is another applications I can show, toughened PP. So you know that in the bumper of a car and the other part, we did a high impact strength. So that was a polypropylene based composite. We did the rubberized polypropylene, and we did a lot of research and improved the impact strength of those. So we take polypropylene, POE, and some very well-known compatibilizer, heat stabilizer, and biocarbon. So again, we use biocarbon unlike talc. So we developed those toughened biocarbon-based composites, and this is what. And we developed this toughened polypropylene biocarbon composites is now being used as a trunk lid in another automotive industry, and the tensile strength is more than the existing parts. Modulus is quite high, elongation is very high, and it is not unbreakable part we developed from our technology. And as you know, this is another technology we developed with nylon. As I already told, unlike the traditional natural fiber, this filler can withstand temperature more than 250, 260, even 300. You know, carpet is more than billions of plastics carpet being waste. And everybody use carpet. And this carpet is nothing but made from nylon and polypropylene. So it is a beautiful source of plastic. Unlike throwing to landfill, creating greenhouse gas, lot of industry in North America, they are taking this waste carpet and making those nylon polypropylene blend. We took those plastics and mixed with the biocarbon and developed another transmission dust cover part for the automotive parts. And we have shown you some properties. Our sustainable composites is superior than the existing nylon-based composite for automotive application. This is another success story. And you know that I just want to take burlap. Burlap means generally jute cloth, and in North America and every place people use for the packaging purposes. After packaging, almost all in our study, we find out that 95% of those burlap bags goes to landfill. So we thought, let's take those waste burlap, unlike going to landfill, again we carbonized, and we just make some carbon, and you will find it out, our biocarbon that made from this waste burlap, it's improved the electrical conductivity 250% than your commercial graphite. So those type of things we are now looking for highly graphitic carbon, how to make it flame retardant part in automotives. And this also, we have a project where we are utilizing this graphitic carbon for supercapacitor and for energy purposes. And you can see we catalyzed those burlap-based carbon in presence of catalysis. We developed some highly graphitic carbon. And this contains few layers of graphitic carbon nanoplatelets. They are clean and continuous layers with noticeable lattice structure at its edge. This is highly graphitic carbon. And this is called biographene. This is contaminated. There are some contaminated regions, possibly due to the defect reach of sp3 carbons, would also be due to the impurity. But we also develop quite clean carbonized graphene type of structure from those waste burlap. And I will show you here, as I already told, in electric vehicles or any vehicles, because of the weight, there is a lot of chance for accident, and this accident creates fire, and you have to make sure your car is flame proof. Flame retardant additives in polymers or automatic plant can resist fire propagation and burning. Hence, the driver or passenger have time to escape. You cannot make every part of the car 100% flame retardant because this is not going to be cost competitive, especially in electric vehicles. Battery pack must be 100% flame retardant, but each other part of the car should be as less flammable than the current one. At least the driver, if there is accident, there might be some fire happen, but if the fire is very less, then the drivers and people inside the car can get the time to escape out. So now every automotive industry now looking into their parts, whether they have required flammability resistance or not. So we not only we made biocarbon based composites, through biocarbon we showed how biocarbon is also helpful to reduce the flammability of your automotive parts. So you can see in the electric vehicle, the most important part is the battery pack. It should be 100% non-flammable material. So sustainable composite battery enclosure we are developing here, and the weight reduction we can make it. Currently they are making from the metal, but we are developing that from the polymer composites. In 2020, battery housing market was 0.87 billion, which is predicted to be 4.47 billion by 25. So they are made from metallic parts. Now we develop it, or developing is not yet commercialized, but we are moving in a very in a good way in commercializing this battery cover soon. So currently the top and bottom enclosure are metallic made from aluminum and steel, but we are making in nylon-based composite, as well as inside is the polypropylene-based composite. So sustainable polymer composites, one example being battery module, and it should be flame resistant. We are develop those from polycarbonate ABS or polybutylene terephthalate with recycled carbon fiber, advanced biocarbon, and it can reduce the weight of the metal overall part, and we can replace the metal and can make it 40% lighter, and it can be cost competitive. So that is another innovations we are developing here. And here is the proof how this biocarbon helps to reduce the flammability. This is a video you can see here. And in the top, down and down, 400 biocarbon, so it is less graphitic carbon, and 900 it is medium, and last is highest graphitic carbon. So you can see that the top one will bond, but the latter two one, if you take out the flame, this is non-flammable. So it is a flammability is reducing, it is not catching any fire. What I want to tell, the by 1200 degree pyrolyzed biocarbon contain more graphitic carbon, so that become more thermally stable. You can see very top one, they are burning, the other one are not burning, so they are flame resistant. So that is another beauty of this highly graphitic carbon in electric vehicles. So most important is that now many industry are looking into the carbon footprint. So what I want to tell you here, biocarbon is a carbon negative product. So how they are measured? Carbon footprint kg, carbon dioxide equivalent per kg of the material. If you look to the biochar or the biocarbon, its carbon footprint in this unit is minus 1.88 versus glass fiber 2.60, carbon black 2.38, PET, polyethylene, first one 5.44, this is a virgin polyethylene, and 1.76 is recycled plastic. So what we are developing, not only in biocarbon, we are also trying to incorporate maximum recycled content in your automotive parts. So biocarbon is a carbon negative, and unlike a virgin plastic, if you can replace that with some recycled plastic, and if you biocarbon filler amount can higher, then also you can reduce the amount of virgin plastic. So what I want to tell, so life cycle analysis wise, we find biocarbon is a beautiful filler, as a carbon negative filler, which the automotive industry now needs with the current regulation and law coming out in European Union, and it is spreading throughout. So here is my conclusion and take away home message. Biocarbon, a carbon negative product, as I tried to convince, and waste derived biocarbon is a sustainable filler for biocomposite uses. Just I want to make sure a lot of the people are working in a virtual natural fiber composites. I just want to make sure that is also an excellent area that has a lot of other uses of application. Please don't misunderstand me that I am telling biocarbon is the only way to go. That is also another area must move forward for application purposes. But here I talk mostly carbon negative product, more sustainability, and its application in a versatile manner from traditional plastic polypropylene to nylon to PVT, where we need high temperature processing. So biocarbon has emerged as a sustainable biofuel that is vibrant in automotive parts usage. Many big automotive industry, Ford and Daimler Chrysler and other Volkswagen, and they are looking into this type of filler for their automotive parts. Pyrolysis of waste biomass, food waste, non-recyclable plastics can engineer advanced biocarbon, because waste utilization is the key area to have supporting the circular economy. Highly graphitic biocarbon can reduce the flammability even to 0 rating. I showed some of our experimental findings. And with this, I would like to thank a lot of funding agencies which support our research here at the University of Guelph. And thanks to the organizing committee of Third International Symposium on Sustainable Pipe Polymer Materials. My special thanks go to Professor Shechin, Dr. Rangappa, Dr. Singh, Dr. Palanipan, and Dr. Ayappa for arranging this excellent seminar and providing an opportunity to speak before this August gathering. And thank you very much. And I would like to thank to all my group who are key in making. And I have highlighted is Dr. Manoj Singh, who was I was fortunate to be his supervisor when he was here in Guelph. And this is our research group, and this is the Bioproduct Discovery Development Center. One facility is here. Thank you everybody for hearing, and I'll be happy if there will be any questions from the audience. Thanks again.
Dr. Professor Mohanty sir for the wonderful talk. Your ideas regarding sustainable biocarbon-based composites for lightweight and safer electric vehicles are thought-provoking and great contribution to automobile electric society. Thank you. Once again, thank you, Professor.
Thank you, Dr. Manoj. Now I invite Dr. Dow Ma'am, Associate Professor in Faculty of Engineering, to introduce our second keynote speaker.
Participants can email their questionnaires, then later on we will discuss. Thank you. Thank you, Professor.
Hello, Professor Amar Mohanty. This is Hom Dakal speaking. Can you hear me? I think we lost Professor Amar Mohanty. Hello? Right. Okay, that's fine. I was just expressing our sincere gratitude to you and your hard work in the body of knowledge in this field and your tireless research and innovation and discovery. Professor Monty, can you hear me?
Yes. How are you going? Are you hear me?
Yes, I can. Professor Monty, this is just to express our sincere gratitude to you, your amazing hard work in the body of knowledge in this field, your tireless effort and research, innovation and discovery. And we feel very blessed to have you in this field. We call you living legend. And we are so
you are so modest, Professor Thakur. You are also doing outstanding work, and people besides you also they are doing excellent work. You are too modest. Thank you very much.
Yeah, so we feel so blessed, and I just couldn't stop expressing feelings from on behalf of participants and the organizing committee. So thank you so much. We have not much, no more words can explain what you have done. Thank you so much.
Thank you for your compliments. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Arun. Good morning, everyone. I will now invite and introduce about our second keynote speaker, Professor Dr. Munishri Misra Madam from University of Gulf Canada. Professor Dr. Manjusri Misra Madam is a professor in the School of Engineering and holds a joint appointment in the Department of Plant Agriculture at the University of Gulf. She holds the Tier 1 Canada Researcher Chair in Sustainable Biocomposite from the Natural Science and Engineering Research Council of Canada and the Research Program Director of the Bioeconomy Panel for the Ontario Agri-Food Innovation Alliance. She is a fellow of the Royal Society of Chemistry in UK, the American Institute of Chemical Engineering, and the Society of Plastic Engineers. Her current research focuses primarily on novel bio-based composite and nano-composite from agricultural, forestry, and recycled resources for the sustainable bioeconomy moving towards a circular economy. She has authored more than 850 publications, including 471 peer-reviewed journal papers, 27 books, chapters, and 60 patents. She is an editor for several books. She was the president of the Bioenvironmental Polymer Society in 2009. She is the editorial board member of Journal of Alpine Polymer Science, Composite Part A, Science and Manufacturing, Polymer Testing, Macromolecular Materials and Engineering, ACS Omega, and Composite Part C. I heartily welcome Professor Dr. Manjushri Misra, Madam, to deliver her keynote talk about circular economy driven sustainable plastic and their composite as alternatives to the single-use plastic applications. Over to you, Professor.
Thank you very much for the great introduction. So, can you see my slides, right? Can you see the slides?
Yes, madam. Yes, Professor.
Yes. Okay. So they are in the slideshow mode, right?
Yeah, it's moving now. Yeah.
So they are okay?
Yeah, now it's okay.
Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. And greetings to everyone. Really, of course, who are present in person in the conference. Good morning to all of you, and rest everyone, audience, rest of the world. Like greetings to all of you because you will be in different time zones. I am really thankful for this invitation to attend and present the keynote at the Sustainable Fibers and Polymeric Materials Conference and organized by the both universities. My presentation will be based on mostly on the single-use plastic alternatives. As you can see, I would like to show you where the Guelph is. Some of you knew, as Professor Mohanty mentioned, that Manoj, like Dr. Manoj Singh, he was with us a year ago, as well as Professor Dhakkal. He was also here a couple of times, visited us, but for rest. This is where the Guelph city in the Ontario province or the state of Canada. And as you can see, that Guelph is here is the border between the United States, the south of the border, and the north is Canada. And here located the Toronto and the airport, Toronto airport, as well as Guelph city is little bit like here, like south and west of Toronto. Here is Hamilton as well as Buffalo, New York, and Niagara Falls. So it is around 1.5 hours from Niagara Falls and around 1.5 hours from your Buffalo, New York, and 3 hours from Detroit border here. And here is the University of Guelph. It has around 30,000 students, and it is ranked #1 in Canada for agri-food and veterinary sciences. And it is also the #1 most inventive university and second of Canadian research university. So coming to the Bioproduct Discovery and Development Center, the research of our center focuses on the innovation of sustainable plastic-based materials for a circular economy in mitigating climate change. And at the BDDC, we develop various manufacturing products. Some of you have already seen from Professor Mohanty's presentation, and basically they are based on various recycled material renewable material, as well as industrial waste and food waste. So here are the two additional photographs of our crew, like the team, the BDDC, like this is before Dr. Singh joined us, and the right side is after. This is from this summer when students were in the lab. So this is before and after Dr. Singh's tenure with us. So coming to the topic here, as you can see, the climate change is one of the most pressing global issues, and which is driven by the high level of greenhouse gases such as CO2 and methane and other greenhouse gases. And plastic waste is a global pollution problem that appears daily in the headline news. As if you recall, in April 22nd, this year's International Earth Day, the theme was planet versus plastic, because how to tackle this plastic waste problem. So this morning I will be talking on the plastic waste, the global pollution and global warming, and then waste valorization, supporting circular economy to circular bioeconomy through utilization of the biomasses and plastic waste. Then mostly I will be speaking about the sustainable polymers in the context of biodegradable composites, films and sheets for several single-use plastic alternatives. So as you can see, by 2019, the cumulative plastic production was around 9.5 billion tons, and this is equivalent to more than 1 ton of plastics for every person alive on the earth today. So the 90% of the plastic that pollutes our planet is made up of single-use plastics. And in next 30 years, we will make 4 times more plastic waste than we have done in the past. And the pollution is coming from the improper plastic waste management and inadequate collection and disposal of larger plastic debris. And they are in the end making microplastics, and which is leaking to our environment, our water system, as well as the microplastic you can see is right now found in human blood, the breast milk, as well as in our water bottles. So if I connect the plastics to the greenhouse gas emission and the global warming, as you can see, the 2023 was the hottest year in the record among 174 years from the record making. So, but you remember the this June, 2024 June, that was the hottest, meaning again end of 2024 will become the hottest year of the whole 175 years of the record. So as you can see, our plastic, that is the conventional plastics, they are contributing approximately around 1.7 gigaton of carbon dioxide equivalent in 2015, and that will grow to around 6.5 gigaton of carbon dioxide equivalent by 2050 or under the current scenario. So right now we have to think like how we have to reduce the plastic waste, how to make the economy circular. And in one just example, that is the latest one from last month, that these are the 10 plastic pollution hotspots. If you can, and this is just a month ago, the literature from a month ago. So right now, India is in the top in the list, and for the second one is Nigeria, Indonesia. Couple of years ago, China was in the top, but now because of the proper waste management, the pollution is coming down and down. And these are the 10. It does not mean the total plastic waste is maximum in India. This is about the per capita is very less. So coming to the action to tackle the plastic waste problem, the question is how we can harness the benefit that plastic brings to the society without harmful waste. So we must change how we design, use and reuse plastic in order to move towards the zero waste and the circular economy. So this one already discussed by Professor Mohanty, that the sustainable polymers that we are talking today, they comprises of the polymers from renewable resources, from recycled resources, from waste resources, along with from carbon dioxide feedstock. So the materials from various resources can go through green manufacturing, and they can go to different application, including packaging and automotive. And in the end of the lives of the particular material, they can go through the proper waste management on the collection and sorting, so they can either go for the upcycling or can go for downcycling, or the third option is they can go for biological recycling, meaning they can go for composting or biodegradation, and then in the end of the day it will be regenerated and then come back to the feedstock form. So what are the various pathways to make the bio-based polymers? As you can see, that you can get from the any kind of lignocellulosic biomass, from non-edible milk, from waste oil, from natural rubber. You imagine this as the feedstock, and from the waste material, this can give you all the varieties of the monomers that are required to make hundreds and thousands of polymers that either we use or we see to be used in the different industry as well as in the commodity in our general lives. So you can get everything from waste, and so therefore these are now can become the sustainable polymers. So coming to the fibers, as you know, throughout the world there are different fibers are existing, starting from the bast fiber, the seed fiber, the fruit fiber. So these are varieties of examples from different parts of the world, from hemp, kenaf, jute, henequen, coir, as well as some of the other materials that are agri-food residue and biofuel co-products. And you know many of them, like corn stalk, soya stalk, fish straw, soya hull. It can be anything. It can be anything like the rubber industry waste and corn cob. You can use it from different resources, as well as some undervalued other co-products like the lignin, as well as your coffee chap, tomato skin, grape fromage, tea waste. So these all can be utilized as filler or reinforcement in bio-based sustainable composites. So when you are using all these materials in your application, consumer good, packaging, energy storage, at that time, all these things are developing the sustainable product, and this development directly supporting the UN's sustainable development goals. So the product that BDDC develops, it kind of aligns with the core principles of circular economy, and you can see the number 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 and 17, they directly contributes to all these kind of goals of United Nations. So here is one example where we have used the recycled plastic, that is the sustainable plastic, and then agro residue, the waste of the like agricultural residue. They are combined to make the hybrid composites, and these are already in the marketplace, whether it is ecoresin pot or maybe these are the your beans, and so these are where you are reducing the utilization of the virgin plastic and you are using the biomass. So you are overall making the sustainable composites, and these are already in the marketplace from our lab. Then now I will be switching to the biodegradable compostable polymers. As you can see, the biodegradability and compostability are two very important terms, and we all should know what are the difference between them. So if you think that the all compostable polymers are biodegradable, but all biodegradable polymers are not compostable, because in the next few slides, I will tell you what is the exactly biodegradable means. So you can see after biodegradation, the the material will be converted to carbon dioxide, water, and some of the cell biomass. So if you see the term biodegradability, it has been misused pretty often everywhere. So biodegradability is targeted disposal system, whether it is like composting, whether it is anaerobic degradation, whether it is soil degradation or water degradation, everything has to be defined. The disposal environment like time, rate, extent of degradation must be clear. The biodegradable breaks down completely to see carbon dioxide, water, and soil biomass, as I told you. There are some false claims that is happening throughout the world that additives can biodegrade polypropylene, polyethylene, polystyrene in the landfill. That are not true. They only make microplastics. The compostable products are okay to sell as long as composting facility is available. That is as per the rule of state of California. So just to say two differences between industrial composting and home composting, you can see that in the industrial composting, it is composted at 58 degrees centigrade at the moisture content of 50%, and more than 90% biodegradation should happen in 6 months. In home composting, it is certified by OK Compost from Austria. That has to happen in 25 degrees centigrade, 90% humidity, or 90% or more biodegradation in 1 year. So the timeline is here 6 months, here it is 1 year. So now when you come to the bioplastic, you always know that polylactic acid, polyhydroxyalkanoate, PBAT, polybutylene succinate, and PCl, these are the different biopolymers, and the left-hand side is showing their mechanical property in terms of the tensile modulus, as well as here the right-hand side is telling the property in terms of the percentage elongation. You know it that these two are very strong material with high modulus, but they are very brittle. But the rest of the polymers here, they are biodegradable, but they are having the very like kind of softer material as well as, but their percentage of elongation is high. So the conceptually, when you combine a part of this with part of this, then you can get a new material that are really good, good for making your the final product. But the issue is there is not much compatibility between this set of materials and this set of materials. So you have to create the compatibilization between the two sets of plastic, two varieties of plastic, but still you have to maintain the biodegradability so that it can be used in single-use alternatives. So as you can see in our research, we have designed the biodegradable polymer blend by dispersion of the second phase in the first page to convert them to nanoscale, the nanoscale particles. The higher phase will be like in the kind of continuous phase, and then the lower phase will become a nanoscale particles. So here, as you can see, we have combined polybutylene adipate terephthalate with PBS, and you can see the resins here, PBAT, which is like lower percentage, is found as like smaller particles, which is the microparticles. But with our technology, by addition of peroxide with the reactive extrusion, you can see we got nanoscale particles of PBAT dispersed in PBS, which is the higher percentage here. And by this combination, we got very elongated material with a super toughened material with more than 530 J/M, and they are also biodegradable. So with concept of that, we first of all design our single-use coffee capsules, like the coffee pods. And you know that this one is the current coffee pod that was used like with polypropylene, and this is our bioplastic based compatibilized coffee pod that was used from the bioplastic and coffee chap. And these are already in the marketplace in over 55 to 60 brands. So, and that was possible by the collaboration between the government of Ontario, then the local compounding company, Competitive Green Technology, as well as the injection molder Formark, and the brand owner Club Coffee. They were able to successfully take it to the marketplace, and it was certified by BPI. So by now, around 3 billion coffee pod has been made from our technology from the University of Guelph, and then and that have actually diverted 3,000 tons of single-serve coffee plastic pods from the landfill. So the next technology, which also the biodegradable composite that you can see, is the your cutleries, and this cutleries is 100% compostable, certified, and they are obtained from the coffee chap as biodegradable polymers. And the very important thing is there was no physical change to this cutleries after 100 times passed through the dishwasher cycle. So I will show you then quick video how they are made.
Eco-friendly cutlery. This cutlery is produced through coffee shaft-based biopolymers in order to reduce plastic waste and CO2 carbon emissions.
So, so with this, the most of the cutlery existingly, they were obtained from polypropylene and polystyrene. But with this biodegradable cutlery, we can give, if we at least can make 40 billion cutlery, which is used in North America, then it will reduce 180,000 tons of carbon dioxide from the atmosphere.
Welcome.
So in another of our research, we have capability of making the cast and blown film in our facility. And here is the blown film, as you can see, and the films can be stretched. And after stretching, we found out that there is a tremendous improvement in the strength, modulus, as well as barrier properties of the film. So these films are highly utilized in the food packaging and other applications where barrier is very important. And as you can see, Professor Mohanty has already depicted about the biocarbon in this film, which is now shown in the industrial facility, in the large scale facility. They are obtained with the biocarbon as a replacement of carbon black, as you can see, and they are utilized for the mulch film, greenhouse film, and trash bin liner. And this is also from the this is the biodegradable technology with biocarbon from our university. So, and some other examples here, I will show you that these are the like biodegradable ketchup containers. These are the original one, and this is the biodegradable one. And then this is the compostable meat tray that are obtained from the seed we got from our facility. And here, as you can see, how the meat trays are made. And this is where that coins are packed, and the gold coins are packed and sold. And this is called Canada Mint. And they are also utilizing our technology to make the biodegradable kind of content. Actually, this is a kind of pouch. And here are the compostable cosmetic packaging eyeliner that we are now using. They are plastic, but these are like compostable material. So the last one is the contact lens, which is like, when we use the contact lens, we put it in a holder. And right now, our technology, our blending of like the biodegradable polymer with biocarbon has successfully made your contact lens blister packaging. And they are industrially compostable, home compostable, soil biodegradable, as well as marine biodegradable. And actually, one of the largest contact lens manufacturers will be kind of launching it soon in US. And here, as you can see, we have the bale wrap.
Bale wrapping is one method of hay storage. Wrapping bales in plastic helps reduce drying time, improves nutritional value with easy storage, and significantly lowers spoilage risk. The flip side, bale wrap is made of petroleum-derived plastics, predominantly polyethylene, which is non-biodegradable. Ontario generates more than 3,500 tons of agricultural plastic waste, including plastic bale wraps per year. With limited recycling options, they often end up in municipal landfills or buried on the farm. The University of Guelph's Bioproducts Discovery and Development Center developed biodegradable bale wrap, combining residues from Ontario-grown crops, industrial waste materials, and bioplastics. The project is led by Professors Manjusri Misra and Amar Mahati, in collaboration with Professor Mohini Saeed of the University of Toronto and Dr. Mahendra Demanagari, a bioproduct specialist at Ontario Ministry of Agriculture, Food and Rural Affairs. The project is funded by Ontario Agri-Food Innovation Alliance and supported by Ontario Federation of Agriculture, Bioindustrial Innovation Canada, Competitive Green Technologies, Club Coffee, and Green Nanotechnologies. At BDDC, researchers have made the biodegradable materials using a multi-step process. First, post-industrial waste is combined with bioplastics, chemicals, and water to create home compostable bioplastics. Home compostable bioplastics are filled with agar-based residues and mineral fillers to create biocomposite pellets. In the process, novel compatibilizers are used to boost the adhesion and mechanical performances. Through formulation design and process engineering, the biocomposites are optimized for the melt strength, the elongation, and rheological properties required for blown film production. The resulting films show superior strength, extensibility, and puncture and tear resistance. The industrial scale prototype of the bale wrap film was manufactured with the help of the industrial partner, Competitive Green Technologies. The material was tested on Knott Farm in Ontario. Tough, flexible, and stretchable, the biodegradable bale wrap demonstrates comparable performance to a commercial product. In the cost of the final product, it's comparable to the polyethylene films. The main difference is that after use, this film can be left in soil to biodegrade or go into compost without leaching microplastic or harmful residues. IP protection and commercialization are underway with the help of the University of Guelph's Research Innovation Office. By working together, innovative solutions are created here in Ontario to reduce on-farm plastic waste, protect our soil and water, and ensure a greener and healthier future for the next generation.
Okay, so with this, I would like to give the concluding thoughts that innovations with emerging technology and awareness can make the plastic materials a part of the circular economy. And these bioplastics and their composites are actually single-use plastic alternatives where recycling is difficult, and as well as we all know that to make it actually effective, the government and policy and tax for polluters, leadership and entrepreneurships are very, very important. And most importantly, consumer education with clear and simple labels that prevent confusion can also promote the consistency. And as you know, we all are right now in the kind of year of machine learning and artificial intelligence, where physics and chemistry both got the Nobel Prize for the artificial intelligence. So this artificial intelligence and machine learning can accelerate the R&D and application of sustainable polymers. And for the defossilization of the plastic value chain, that will require strong collaboration. And that is why we are here. And we also invite anybody interested to please come for the collaboration. Please contact us. And with this, I would like to give a thank you to all of our funding agency, as well as a great thank you to the Sustainable Fibers and Polymeric Materials. Big thanks goes to Professor Suchat as well as Dr. Sanjay, Manoj, and Dr. Satish and Vinod, and the whole organizing committee for organizing such a big event like the global event, along with University of Portsmouth and Professor Dakkal. Thank you very much also for making this event successful. And if the chair can give me 1 minute, I would like to talk about this Polymer Processing Society event, which is happening in September next year in our city. And I would like to invite all of you to please join if you can. And here is a small 1 minute video.
No sound.
Okay, thank you everyone.
Hello.
Hello.
Professor Mishra ma'am, this is Sanjay Rangappa. Are you hearing me, ma'am?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can hear you, but I cannot see you.
Okay, just turn the camera.
Okay, now I can see you. Thank you very much.
Yes. Firstly, we are very grateful to you and Professor Aman Monti sir for your wonderful talk and accepting our invitation to join this international symposium, ma'am. And even myself, on behalf of our university, on behalf of our president, Professor Dr. Sucha Singh sir, and on behalf of our NCR team, we are very, very grateful to you. As Professor Dakkal sir mentioned before, like you both are definitely living legendaries in the field of sustainable materials and biodegradable materials. Thank you so much for joining us, and we are very, very, very grateful to both of you, Professor Mishra Madam and Professor
Thank you
Amanti
so
sir.
much to all of you, everyone, and you guys are the next generation. You will take the legacy forward. That is what our like really wish. And again, thank you so much, everyone, and namaste, everyone.
It's just like a blessings for us. Thank you so much for your blessings and wishes, ma'am. And thank you for invitation to join your international conference. Definitely, we will try to join your conference next year. See you in Canada. Thank you so much.
Thank you, everyone. Have a nice day.
I will move my mic to Professor Dakkal, sir.
Thank you.
Hello, Professor Mishra. So great to see you, as it was amazing to see Professor Monti. This is, again, I would like to express sincere gratitude from the participants and for the organizing committee. As Dr. Rangappa mentioned, you have given amazing time, effort, and leadership in this field, and that is so much encouraging for us. And you have really led the way, and you have shown the example. So we are so grateful. And also, working in the National Fiber Composite takes a lot of courage and time to bring research into product and product into market. So you have shown that example that this is possible. If there is a hard work and diligent commitment, that is possible. So you saw so many case studies and examples that this product can be marketed. So that is really, really inspiring for us. So thank you so much for sharing from your profound experience. And finally, I'd like to take this opportunity to congratulate you again to be named as one of the Sustainable Magazine's 2024 Global 50 Women in Sustainability Awards recipients. Congratulations to you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you very much.
Okay. Now I request Professor Dakal, Professor Sanjay, and all keynote speakers for a photo. And we can wait for 5 minutes for President Say to come.
Hello. Hello. Professor, can you please wait for 5 minutes? The President sir is coming. We will take photo along with you. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Professor. All NCR members, please come forward for photo. Professor, can you please switch on your video? President sir has came. We will take the photo. Okay, Professor.
Hello. Hello. Professor Mr. Ma'am and Professor Amarmonti sir, our president will speak. He would like to thank both of you.
Oh, thank you.
Okay.
So, we don't see.
Many thanks. Do you see me?
Yeah.
And both also, yeah, thank you very much for your give a special talk to our college and our student. Yeah. Yeah, I hope that you will have the opportunity to visit our university in the future. Yeah. Both of you are really welcome at the KMUTNB. Thank you very much for your spending time for our symposium.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Professor Sujat.
Yes, yes.
Thank you.
And you organize also the conference in November. In November, right? SVP is in November. Yeah.
In September.
September.
Yeah, September. And did you receive our invitation, right?
Yes, I already accepted.
Okay, that's great. Due to some reason, the email kind of got missed. Okay, thank you very much. Now we can see
Okay,
you.
thank you. We will continue and we will talk it later. Thank you very much, both of you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Professor Sujat. It's nice, please plan to visit us.
Professor, please wait. We will take a photo along with you both. Okay? Just a while. Thank you, Professor Monty sir, and thank you, Mr. Ma'am. Okay, we will start next session with Professor Dakkal sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yes. Bye bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, Professor.
Thank you, everyone. Now, I call Dr. Crete to introduce our next keynote speaker. Dr. Crete is a researcher and assistant professor here in KMUTNB.
Thank you, Lesego. Good morning, Professor Homnad Dakar from University of Portsmouth, UK. Is our next keynote speaker. Dr. Homnad Dakar is a full professor of mechanical engineering at the University of Portsmouth, UK. He leads as the director of the Portsmouth Center of Advanced Materials and Manufacturing. He is a visiting professor of bio-based composite material at the Faculty of Textile Engineering and Business, University of Borås, Sweden, and honorary chair of sustainable biomaterials, Madan Bandari University of Science and Technology, Nepal. His research interests and expertise includes the development, testing, and characterization of a sustainable bio-based lightweight composite and hybrid composite for advanced engineering application. His publication tracks record includes more than 200 peer reviews, journal articles including books, book chapters, and conference proceedings. He is listed in the world top 2% most scientists by Stanford University and elsewhere ranking in 2022, 2023, and 2024. He is an associated editor of Composite Parts and also an associated editor of Helion. He is a chartered engineer, a member of American Society Composite, and fellow of the Higher Education Academies, the Institution of Engineering and Technology, and the Institute of Materials, Minerals, and Mining. I now wholeheartedly welcome Professor Homnad Dakar to deliver his keynote talk on performance enhancement of bio-based composite for advanced application contributing toward circularities.
Sorry? From there, okay. You don't need.
I can move for you. You can stand.
No,
there.
no, it's okay. Can I stand there?
Yeah,
yes,
please.
yes,
You
yes.
can.
Yeah. Hello. Thank you so much for your kind introduction. Okay. Can you hear me? Is it okay in the system? Okay, right. Thank you. Again, thank you so much for your kind introduction. I'm very honored to be here today, and thank you for this opportunity. I would like to express my sincere gratitude to Professor Suchar Sinchan, President of this university, for his leadership and his support and encouragement. I would like to express my sincere thanks to Dr. Sanjay Marvin Rangpa for his leadership and chairing this conference. So it is my great pleasure to present some of the work that we have been doing in University of Portsmouth in terms of developing sustainable bio-based composites for advanced applications and then moving towards sustainability. Right, so that is the topic. So after having amazing talk from our two distinguished speakers, Professor Amar Mohanty, University of Guelph, Canada, and Professor Manjushree Mishra from University of Guelph, Canada, amazing topic, amazing presentation. I think after that presentation, me coming here is a big challenge, but I always feel so blessed and inspired by them. They are my mentors. So I feel so blessed to be able to work with them. Professor Amar Mohanty is editor-in-chief in Composite Part C. I'm one of the associate editors in Composite Part C. So his leadership has led this journal amazing achievement. So in 5 years, we achieved impact factor of above 5. So this is tremendous achievement and due to the leadership of Professor Amar Mohanty and Professor Manjushree Mishra. So I feel amazingly privileged to be able to work with them. Right, now I would like to move on my presentation. The outline, basically I will be discussing the main discussion point of my presentation is how can we develop sustainable bio-based composites for advanced applications. And then that can lead to circularity or achieving net zero goals. That is my key point from the presentation. Most of the time we have been using for last 20 years natural fiber reinforced composites or bio-based composites for non-structural applications. So we cannot be there all the time. We have to move on. So how can we take this material from non-structural application to semi-structural application or structural application even? So that is the point that I would like to focus on in my presentation. Right, so outline, obviously introduction, then I will be talking a little bit about our center, and then what are the challenges of bringing bio-based composite into market. I'm sure Professor Mohanty and Professor Mishra, they have brought this product into market. It has taken many, many years for them. And especially when you want to bring a product to be used in automotive application, you have to go through a very rigorous test process. Okay. A very, demanding test process. So it is not easy. So that is what I will be talking. And then lightweight, high performance opportunities for sustainable bio-based composite. And then what are the key targets, performance targets in key application areas, and how can we improve the performance, or how can we improve the properties of this material so that we can use in advanced applications, and some conclusion and future perspectives. First, University of Portsmouth, where I belong. I've been working with the University of Portsmouth for many years. I did my PhD from there, and I work as a postdoc. Then I joined as a academics there, and then I have been working now leading a center called Portsmouth Center for Advanced Materials and Manufacturing. So you can see I love Portsmouth. I've been there since 2001. Right. University of Portsmouth is a very dynamic teaching university, but we are a research-led teaching university. 93% of our graduates are working in higher education, so employability of our graduates is very successful. And research-wise, we have got very good impact in the research. That is from Research Excellence Framework. That is every 4-5 years the UK Research Council conducts. And also we have TEF Gold, so Teaching Excellence Framework. So TEF Gold, we have got every 4 years, the government evaluates universities' teaching performance. And in that, we have got TEF Gold for 2 consecutive evaluation periods. So we are very proud for that. So if you are thinking higher education, PhD or master's, please think of University of Portsmouth. Right, you can see University of Portsmouth is located south coast of England. Portsmouth is home of Navy. They also call Naval City. And it's just next to English Channel. Sometimes when we do our water absorption test, the water we collect is from English Channel, sea water. So, and then it's a naturally available sea water. Right, this is University of Portsmouth, and the Portsmouth Center for Advanced Materials and Manufacturing is a multidisciplinary center. We have different colleagues from design of materials, testing, characterization, modeling, both metallic and sustainable materials. So my research focuses on sustainable bio-based materials, but we have colleagues who are working on metals and alloys as well within this center. And we have got 3D printing of metallic materials, 3D printing of bio-based materials, and we have got different facilities, which I will be sharing a little later. So these are the very quick overview of some of the work that we have been currently working. Moisture absorption behavior of natural fiber composite, bio-based composites, and their performance evaluation, aiming for different applications is one of the key areas that we work. And damage characterization of materials is another area that we focus. And looking impact damage behavior of bio-based composites, aiming to different applications, including automotive application, marine application, is another key area that we are involved. And developing packaging materials is another area. We are working on developing sustainable packaging, high-performing packaging material, and also smart packaging materials. One of our PhD scholars is fully focusing in that particular area, and we are trying, as Professor Mishra was mentioning earlier in her presentation, how different polymers can be combined and achieve higher performance, synergistic effect. We are working that direction as well. We are using PVA, TPS, PVA, PLA, PBAT, so that we can make higher performing composite materials for packaging applications. And we are also working different polymers, PHA, PP, PLA, and comparing their performance using natural fibers as a reinforcement. You can see there just some result comparing industrially available polymers reinforced with flax fiber, and then PLA produced by injection molding, and then you can see the properties of PHA and flax fiber outperforming industrially available polypropylene and flax fiber composite. We also work on, as we are focused in marine-based materials, we are a naval city, so we have many marine-related industries around us, so we need to serve them as well. So we work on the microplastic release of release from marine materials. For example, we use flax PLA. What is the microplastic or ecotoxicological aspect coming from that particular material compared to conventional materials? So these are some of the work that we are undertaking within our center. So natural fiber composite, biocomposite, moving from non-structural application to structural or semi-structural application, aiming for key application areas: automotive, marine, building and construction, packaging, renewable energy and aerospace. Thermoplastic and thermoset materials, looking at their rheological characteristics, and hydrothermal assessment, enhancement and protection, and the recyclable composite materials, and then processing of thermoplastic, nanoparticles, enhanced composites, machining of these materials using conventional ultrasonically assisted machining processes, and then adding process parameters, optimization of these bio-based composite materials using AI or machine learning. So these are some of the key activities that we are currently working in our center. So I'd just like to share a few slides of what we have got. These are some selected facilities that I would like to share with you. We have got amazing testing and characterization facilities within our school. Called Future Technology Center, where we have got metallic material 3D printing capacity, polymer composite 3D printing capacity, as well as material characterization capacity. We have got different manufacturing process available to us: wire EDM, water jet cutting, laser cutting, and different manufacturing processes. We also have, as I mentioned, characterization facilities. We have got 3 X-ray microcities of different capacities, which is really a blessing for us that we have access to those machines when we need to characterize materials. We spend a lot of time characterizing flax fiber composite, the structural and morphological aspect of flax fiber, so that we can use that information in design of composite materials. And moving on, we have got amazing SCM facilities. That is truly, truly amazing. We have got recently new machine. Dr. Rangappa was with us not long ago, and we had a chance to show him our lab and facilities. And he also gave presentation in our research seminars where all of our colleagues were there, and he said very nicely, well, you have got amazing capacity, but you have got less manpower. So we need to increase our manpower, but we have got amazing facilities. Right, so these are the key application areas that we are currently working with our different industrial partners. Yeah, so these are some of the capabilities that we have got. So just bringing again the context that Professor Mishra and Professor Monti was just mentioning earlier, the climate change is a big issue due to greenhouse gas emission from industrial activities or human activities. So as Professor Monti and Professor Mishra was mentioning, normally composite industries are just working on linear economy system. So they take material, they use material, and they waste material. There is no reuse or recycle or circularity. So it's mainly a linear economy. So that is a big challenge. And then if we have the material consumption rate currently is a very, very high, that more than our earth can afford. So that is a big challenge. Again, different carbon greenhouse gases, produced by different activities. So some of the examples, and then I was just looking some of the natural disaster happening around the world. Just 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, there was massive flooding in Kathmandu, capital of Nepal. We never had seen that kind of flooding in 100 years' time. And then we encountered that just 2 weeks ago. If you go to Pakistan a couple of years ago, almost 25% of the land was flooded. The unusual weather pattern that we have seen or experienced is due to climate change. So nobody can deny that. So this is the situation. So what can we do as a material scientist? How can we bring sustainable materials so that this catastrophic situation can be minimized or reduced? I was just reading BBC News just a couple of days ago that the solid waste that UK produces and the incineration process that they use is almost like using coal to produce that coal produces CO2 emission, CO2 equivalent. It's the same as the incineration process produces CO2 emission. That means we don't use coal in the UK, but we are using another form of coal. If that incineration process generates same amount of CO2 equivalent, what is the point of being so proud not using coal? So that is the challenge that we are currently facing. And then I was just again reading independent newspaper just coming in this morning. What they are warning is that the Paris Agreement of containing 1.5 degrees centigrade temperature globally, pre-industrial level, is in threat. The way we are behaving at the moment, this can go to 3.6 degrees centigrade. If that is the case, we are waiting another disaster. So that is the current situation. So we need to do something about it. So at least we can contribute as engineers, as a material scientists, that we develop sustainable material. So here I just have put some Y composites. Obviously they have amazing attributes. They are lightweight. They are high strength to weight ratio, specific properties we call. They are corrosion resistance. They are design flexibility. You can tailor your properties as you wish. You can make UD, unidirectional composite, and then you can get high tensile strength in the direction of your alignment. So they have got design flexibility. And if you go further from composite to bio-based composites, they are even better. They have positive contribution towards environment and sustainability. They are more sustainable materials. You can also make them multifunctional materials, and they are lightweight, and they have high specific properties. As we were talking earlier, the electric vehicle, the battery being so heavy, and then it has got a high chance of collision and the damage. And also, if you have got a high weight, your tires will be worn very quickly, and there are so many other consequences. So bio-based composites are lightweight materials, and as I have been just listing on the right-hand side, they have a good specific properties, low hazardous manufacturing process, low processing energy, renewable sources, lower cost manufacturing, reduced tool wear, lower emission to toxic, and then non-abrasive, and low risk to human health. So these are some of the key benefits of bio-based composite. Again, just looking on environmental aspect, looking on the right-hand side, price and energy consumption coming from life cycle assessment. If you compare flax fiber, long fiber and short flax fiber for automotive application and compared to carbon fiber, flax fiber reinforced composites are lower cost and also they have got better environmental performance compared to carbon fiber. Far better than carbon fiber, a lot better than glass fiber. And if you look at the specific properties, I think we all know working in this field. I don't need to spend on that too much. So bio-based polymers and composites, what are the key drives? Why companies, why Ford Motor Company have used the discovery made by University of Guelph? Because they have so many benefits. You don't need to depend on crude oil, synthetic fiber reinforced composite, and obviously use of non-renewable materials is a big challenge. Climate change, we discuss about it. Recycling and disposal issues is very important. We are just using example, UK using household waste, using incineration process, but again contributing so much on CO2 emission. So that is not the way. So that is on the right hand side. That is what I extracted from BBC News. That was just published yesterday or day before yesterday. Yeah. So you can see coal and incineration process in terms of CO2 equivalent almost same. Right. So what are the technical potential? Obviously, high specific strength, new functionality, biodegradability, business potential, new industrial market, new bioeconomy. So there are a lot of benefits coming from bio-based polymers and composites. That's why industry want to use that. They are the main drives. Right. Obviously, we all know there are some challenges that we work in bio-based composites. Some of the challenges is obviously variability in the properties is one of the challenges. I happen to speak to so many automotive companies, and they always say that, well, we like to use flax fiber. That's really, really good. It can reduce overall embedded energy, so which is the automotive industry are very much looking, along with cost. But the problem is the diameter is very varied. There's no uniform properties. So that is one of the challenges that we face using natural fiber composites. And shrinking upon curing is a challenge. High moisture absorption is also a challenge. Poor resistance to UV radiation is also a challenge. Properties barriers I mentioned. Detection of damage and use of appropriate characterization techniques are also major challenges. Well, challenges can always be overcome. If you know the problem, we are one step towards the solution. That is what I always say. So if we have challenge, we can also find the solution. Right. So just going back to the different sectors, what are the key drives for bio-based composites? So in the key industrial application, space, aerospace, marine, automotive, renewable energy, and so on, I just want to bring a few examples here. One is industry. They heavily use non-renewable materials in building and construction. They use a lot of concrete, and they contribute 8% of all carbon emissions, building and construction. So can we use some materials from our, sometimes we use even glass fiber or carbon fiber. If you, after end of life, can we mill them and create, the particles that can be used for building and construction? If we cannot use bio-based materials, but at least we can reuse the materials, they are not biodegradable, they are not bio-based. Okay, so that industry is amazingly, opportunity for us. If we go to textile industries, it is again another big area, big polluting industry, and they mostly their processing is non-linear. So if you can reuse textile waste, we have one of the PhD students, as I was mentioning yesterday, he's working on just using textile waste and making reinforcement and making high-end composite materials. So adding some other fillers, maybe other nanoparticles, so that the drawback of using recycled material can be overcome. So that is another amazing area that we are working. And then if you look at the packaging sector, this figure comes from Professor Monti and team's work. and I just took that from this amazing publication. As you can see, packaging uses 46% of polymers. 46% of polymers are used in packaging, and most of them are non-renewable. So you can imagine how much packaging has caused damage to environment. And if you can develop sustainable new packaging materials with enhanced performance, but with sustainability in an element, so we can make significant contribution. And the automotive industry, we don't need to say, the lightweight is key. So these are the key areas that we can work, and we have opportunity to work. There are many, many more. So now what I would like to do is the next few slides. I think we all know what are the key performance requirement in these key application areas. I just want to quickly go through them, and then we can just appreciate that. If you want to use the composite materials for space-related application or aerospace application, mechanical performance is very important. Obviously, tensile, flexible, impact, fatigue, vibration damping, creep and fracture toughness, and machining. So these are all things we are doing in our research center, in our center. One way or another, we are looking at fatigue behavior. One way or another, we are looking at damping properties of flax fiber compared to other material. And obviously, tensile, flexible, impact, they are very classical mechanical property testing. And then thermal stability is very important. CTE, expansion and contraction upon the exposure to different environmental conditions is very important. And then obviously gas barrier properties, long-term durability is very important as well. Lightweight is always important in these application areas. Flammability behavior needs to be understood. And then obviously response to extreme weathering condition, and then damage modes and damage mechanism assessment. So if we know what are the requirement for these key application areas, then we can tailor our material accordingly. So if we go to automotive application, Professor Monti has already given so many examples earlier. So it's not only mechanical performance we are looking at automotive applications. The thermal property is very important. The toughness property is very important. The surface roughness, surface smoothness is so important. If you go to any automotive company, the wear resistance is so very important. How the polishing, how fine the surface is so important. So obviously these are very important properties. Lightweight is there, and then extreme weathering condition, again, damage behavior also applies. So if you go to packaging application now, just let's see. Obviously, mechanical performance is also important, depending on what kind of packaging material you are developing. Is it food packaging or high-performing packaging materials? And then you have got thermal stability is very important. TGTM, elastic modulus, loss modulus, obviously. And then the key properties for packaging application is, of course, barrier properties, oxygen barrier and moisture barrier, water vapor permeability, and long-term durability. These are very important performance targets we need to achieve. And the flammability behavior, important depending on where you are going to use, and antimicrobial properties are also very important. So key application areas, packaging, so these are the performance requirement for us. So moving from a linear economy, which is so damaging to our environment, to our resources, to weather, to human health. So we need to move towards more sustainable materials. So understanding these materials under different applications. So this is related to marine application. So when you use, we had one project called Flower Project. We made a boat replacing glass fiber epoxy completely from flax fiber green epoxy. And that material, that boat is still being used. And it is performing. So how can you change, how can you substitute materials from linear to circular? But we need to understand their behaviors. So not only mechanical performance, thermal performance, but how they perform in the sea environment, in the marine life. What is the ecotoxicological aspect of this material? What are the microplastic release? If there is a same microplastic release as the materials being used, what is the point of using this material? Okay. So these are the challenges. I'm referring to marine application. Okay. So how can we use? What are the ways to improve performance? So this is next few slides. So I put 4 or 5 key application areas, selected key application areas, the performance requirement. But now how can we meet those performance then? So that is what next few slides will we can discuss. One is nanoparticle incorporation. We have been using nanoparticles of different types to enhance performance, to improve certain behaviors. Nanoparticles helps to improve mechanical performance. Nanoparticle, depending on what you are using, but normally, generally, it can improve thermal stability. Nanoparticle can improve the barrier properties. It can improve water repellence behavior of material by creating tortuous path rather than straight path. So there are different benefits that we can get from nanoparticles. So it's a high aspect ratio, a high specific surface area that we can obtain from nanoparticles, high strength and stiffness, and there are other properties we can get, electrical properties. For example, if you use graphene nanoplatelets, you can improve so many other properties, including electrical conductivity, thermal performance. You can use functionalities, you can use barrier properties and flammability aspect, and so on. Okay, so low loading is possible. You only need very small amount of material. Basically, you don't need to use more than 5%. So 1%, 1.5, 2%, 3% is enough. So just using small amount of materials, we can enhance performance significantly. Obviously, our interface modification is also possible, and then added functionality. But the key challenge here is mixing. So we can use different types of nanoplatelets, nanoparticles, but mixing is a big challenge. If you can mix well, you can use higher percentage of nanoparticles. If you use a higher percentage, you can get higher performance. But that mixing is a big challenge because you need to get exfoliation to get the maximum property, or at least intercalation to get the enhanced property. If you cannot get these two phenomena, then the nanoparticles sometimes provides a negative performance. Right. So this is one way to improve performance, and we use this in one of our PhD scholars has just published one paper in composite part C using lignin and impact modifier to bio-based composite. So we use different percentage of lignin and impact modifier to improve the performance of PLA. As we know, PLA is a very versatile, a very good polymer, but it is very brittle. That is one of the drawbacks. So if we can enhance the toughness behavior of PLA by using nanoparticles or impact modifier, that is really a good thing. So we managed to improve the toughness of the lignin-based PLA material by using impact modifier. So this was quite interesting results. If you want to know more, please visit Composite Part C, and you can see more detailed results on this. And we also use different nanoparticles, titanium dioxide, and so on in PLA-based material. So we use conventional non-woven glass fiber, and then we use kaolin white where we have used certain fillers. And then we use kaolin white with filler 1, filler 2. We use different types of fillers and looked their performance. So what we found was the fillers were not properly mixed, and if you cannot mix properly, the properties are not there. So this is not okay. Let's use nanoparticles and enhance property. That is not the case. You need to really make use of that, and you need to properly mix. So this is an example from negative results. You know, research is not always positive. You learn something from what happened, why that happened. If you know what happened and why that happened, you can adjust next part. So another approach that we have been using, and your research center has been using also. I have the privilege and the read and work with Dr. Sanjay Rangappa in many years. Working in different papers. So you have been using hybrid approach. There are so many researchers who are using hybrid approach in enhancing performance of natural fiber reinforced composite or biocomposite. So again, I would like to suggest as one of the approaches to enhance performance is hybrid approach. So here we are putting two materials together and getting the benefit of synergistic effect. I think that diagram doesn't show amazingly well. So I'm just giving some examples, putting synthetic fibers, natural fibers, because natural fiber has some benefits, some good attributes. Synthetic fibers have some good attributes, but they don't have all the attributes required. You put together, you make hybrid material. You can make interlayer, depending on how you want to use our fiber orientation and stacking sequence, and then you can get enhanced properties. It can be highly thermal stability, high mechanical performance, or high water repellence behavior. So hybrid approach can be another technique. We have been using it, but we can use in the future as well. So just giving some example of hybrid approach that we have used in our research center. So this paper was published in Composite Structures, where we use fatigue behavior. We measure fatigue behavior of flax and flax glass fiber hybridized material. So what we found was, obviously there are 3 different types of composite we developed: flax fiber alone, and then glass fiber on top and bottom and in between flax fiber, and then glass fiber, flax fiber interlayer. And then we look their damage behavior, and we look their fatigue performance. So as you can see, hybrid composite has improved fatigue cycles. If you want to improve fatigue behavior of flax fiber reinforced composite, then we can hybridize glass fiber. And then stacking sequence plays very important role in the damage behavior. So this is, and then another challenge is how we understand the damage behavior. So that is also important, that we use correct evaluation technique. So hybrid approach, just an example. So here is another example of a hybrid approach. Again, this paper was published in Composite Structures. Here we have got flax vinyl ester 25 joule and glass vinyl ester 25 joules, and the glass flax combined together and the same energy level. And as you can see, hybrid composite is a far better in load bearing capability as well as energy absorption capability. So again, hybrid technique has worked in terms of evaluating impact performance of bio-based composites. So this is just an example. So again, one more example on a hybrid composite. We use flax fiber cross ply and flax fiber unidirectional, and then we use carbon fiber as a hybrid material. And then, as you can see on the right hand side, effect of a hybrid material. So the first is the carbon fiber, very stiff and brittle, and the flax fiber has a very low mechanical performance. And then if you put carbon fiber, the mechanical performance as well as the extension, elongation has improved. Yeah. So again, the benefit of hybrid approach achieving performance. Sanjay, again 5 minutes before, if you could raise me. Okay, right. Okay, great. Right. So many hybrid approach. Oh my goodness! I think it seems we love hybrid approach. Yeah, again, here another example. It is on temperature. Hemp fiber, basalt fiber, using different temperature and looking the impact behavior of this material. Again, I don't need to go too detail, but hybrid approach has ambient temperature, 50 degree and 70 degree temperature, 3 different temperatures. Hemp fiber, basalt fiber hybridization has helped to achieve durability. Our composite can withstand more strength at a high temperature with hybrid approach. So that is the message from this slide. Okay, this is a continuation of the hybrid approach. As you can see here, we have used flax fiber, basalt fiber, and so just looking on different scenario, 50 joules and 60 joules, 70 joules energy, and then looking their impact damage behavior or impact severity or extent of damage. So as you can see very clearly, hybrid material has produced higher performance and less severity in damage compared to non-hybrid material. Right. So another big area of research that we are looking is moisture absorption behavior and long-term durability of composites under different exposure. high temperature, low temperature, and humidity, and how this material behave. So this is just an example of we work on flax vinyl ester and flax vinyl ester basal fiber hybridized material. So on the top side, you can see we have got different temperature applied. So that is for PLA, and a different temperature applied, and then well, this test is ongoing more than 2 years. So what we are looking here is what happens at 25 degrees centigrade and what happens at 40 degrees centigrade, how PLA behaves. So as you can see, right, you can see here the stress at 25 degrees centigrade, 40 megapascal. Still, you have got long-term moisture absorption. More than 1 year, the stress hasn't dropped much. But when you go to 40 degree, the stress has just dropped significantly. So what this can say is at 25 degrees centigrade for 1 year, PLA is stable. But if you go to a higher temperature, it will behave completely differently. If you go to a higher humidity or 95% humidity, 60 degree temperature, then it will behave differently. So that is what we wanted to model. And then we looked at impact behavior of moisture absorbed sample, and this is flax B and flax basalt. So it's a very interesting, when you look impact behavior, normally moisture absorption, the fiber matrix interface become weak. So hydrolysis process takes place, and then mechanical performance drops significantly. But in impact behavior, what do we expect? Impact behavior, we want fiber matrix interface not so strong, so that the energy can dissipate. Okay, so here the moisture absorbed specimen has performed far, I will not say far better, but better than dry composite. Okay, so moisture absorption is not always so detrimental for natural fiber reinforced composite, but what kind of loading scenario you are applied, that is the important thing. And how long that material will be exposed, what is the life of that particular component. So sometimes it gives benefit rather than damage, harmfulness. Okay. So this is quite encouraging side in one way, that moisture absorption not always bad, but it depends on what kind of application you are looking for and how long is that material to be exposed in different environment. Okay, right. So here again, fracture toughness behavior, mode 1 with DCB, double cantilever beam approach. Why we are doing this? As I mentioned, natural fiber reinforced composites have been used for non-structural application for so many years. We need to move from there. So we need to use semi-structural application or structural application. But to do that, you need to understand damage behavior under these conditions. Fracture toughness, mode 1, mode 2, how this material behaves. Impact toughness, how this material behaves. Moisture absorption, high temperature, low temperature, different humidity, how this material behaves. So these are the things that we need to understand to be confident. So you will have to go to industry at some point. Okay, we have developed this material. Would you like to collaborate us? Would you like to use this material? And they would like to see all this information. They will just grill you and grill you and grill you. So if we have this information, then it is we are safer, we are stronger, and we need to understand obviously. So here, fracture toughness behavior, I will not go in detail. So flax fiber alone, and we put basalt fiber outer layer, and then flax fiber inside, and we look the damage behavior, resistance curve, R curves, and flax fiber alone has got lower performance compared to hybrid material. So again, please visit composite structures if you'd like to know more about these tests or results. Now again, another work on mode 2, ENF, and not flexural testing of flax fiber, basalt fiber hybrid material. Again, this paper was published in Composite Science and Technology. This was one of my PhD scholars' hard work, and he published so many papers during his PhD, and all high impact factor journal papers. That was just amazing, and also very important field of investigation. Looking mode 1 and mode 2 fracture toughness for carbon fiber, for glass fiber, there are so many reported works. But if you go to natural fiber reinforced composites, fracture toughness behavior, mode 1, mode 2, there are very, very few. So this is quite a big contribution to the body of knowledge in natural fiber composites. And then we also use a technique called stitching. So how can you arrest the crack? When you open the DCB, mode 1 or mode 2 ENF, when you apply the load, you want to arrest the crack. You want to stop the crack propagation. So for that, we use stitching. So if you stitch the fabric in the regular distance, safe distance, so that helps to arrest the crack and the crack propagation prolongs. So instead of catastrophic failure, you have got more ductile failure. So these are some of the work that we have been doing, understanding mode 1 and mode 2 fracture toughness behavior of natural fiber reinforced hybrid composite. Yeah, this is again another work that we work on, understanding vibration damping behavior of flax fiber epoxy composite, and again carbon fiber was hybridized. So flax alone had better damping property than carbon fiber, and then when we hybridize flax and carbon fiber, we achieve quite a good damping behavior for hybrid material damping ratio. So this is again another very interesting work that we are very happy that we managed to publish. This is from our flower project. This is the work of flower project, and one of the postdocs was very involved in this particular work. Right. So those were the ways to enhance performance. And the ways to enhance performance, one was nanoparticles inclusion. The first one. The second was hybrid approach. Now I would like to move to the third one. So what are the ways to improve performance? So third one is fiber orientation and stacking sequences. How will we put fibers? That is very important in composite materials. 0-90, 45 plus 45 minus 45, or how we orient that gives you the best performance. For glass fiber, carbon fiber is well established. For natural fiber reinforced composite, we are still a long way behind. So in this particular work, we looked two materials. One was peel-up delamination and push-out delamination of PLA-based PCL-based flax fiber composite, and one was we were just trying to understand what happens under delamination when you drill the composite materials. So single point, and then the 2 point, how the push-out delamination or peel-up delamination works in composite material. So this was also very good contribution to the body of knowledge, because there are very few papers presented understanding machining aspect of composite materials. If you want to use this material for aerospace application, they use for one aeroplane component, there will be thousands of holes. So if there are thousands of holes, and if you don't understand how the delamination takes place when you drill, it's a problem. So this was a very interesting work published in Composite Part B. We had 2 papers in this series. So that was quite amazing work that we feel proud about it. Okay, so now again the sequence of fibers or types of fibers: oven, non-oven, fabric, biaxial, triaxial. There are different forms available for us. So what kind of material we use, and what form of material we use, and how that will provide the performance is also important. So here we looked on jute fiber composites and their architecture, and then how that affects, again we have used stitching technique here, how that affects the performance. On the left hand side we use different fabric, jute fiber reinforced composite, and we look different type of fabric on impact damage behavior, low velocity impact damage behavior. So here again we can see from this technique we use, we achieve tensile strength of 176 megapascal and tensile modulus of 16 gigapascal. For natural fiber composite to achieve this kind of performance is just phenomenal. It's not because I'm saying we did this work, it's just for anybody who achieves above 100 megapascal is a good property to be used in semi-structural application. So, and then flexural strength of 307 megapascal and flexural modulus of 9 gigapascal. So that was really a good result. So improved mechanical performance of unilateral jute fiber composites developed with new fiber architecture. So fiber architecture also plays a very important role. So we can also use this technique to ways to enhance the performance of bio-based composites. So this is the topic that I have been discussing with you. So the challenges are there, but there are also ways to improve the performance. Right, so I'm towards the end of my presentation. This is one of my PhD scholars working on packaging materials. So we have used two different types of manufacturing process. One is dry blending and one is wet blending. So what are the benefits of using dry blending in terms of performance? What are the benefits of using wet blending in terms of performance? I think in terms of performance, wet blending will give you better performance. You use extruder, injection molding, you can use that benefit. But then if you look at the environmental aspect, the energy consumption, that will take a lot of energy. But in dry blending, you don't use that kind of energy. So you have got a lot shorter cycle time compared to wet blending. So we're trying to compare these two manufacturing process in terms of performance, and our aim is to improve environmental performance. In many cases, environmental performance are very important than mechanical performance, depending on the application. So we are working on a printed circuit board, sustainable printed circuit board. So sustainability aspect is far, far important than mechanical properties. So this is just an example. So this work is ongoing. Our initial results shows that mechanical performance are better in wet blending technique, but environmental performance are better in dry blending technique. So we cannot conclude anything yet, but we are working on this. Then another important areas to improve performance or to understand damage behavior of bio-based composite to be used in semi-structural application or structural application is understanding damage behavior. So this is just an example of one of the hybrid material we use. You can see on the top and bottom carbon fiber. This has got amazing uniform structure. There are no voids, there are no defects. But if you look in the middle, these are the flax fibers. So flax fibers, there are so many porosity and so many holes, voids. Why? Because flax fibers are not uniform. Although there are many high-performing uniform flax fibers are produced, there are many companies working towards it. One of the companies, Ecotechnology in France, Depestel, they are working amazingly hard to make a long fiber, flax fiber, so their properties are really, really good, very close to glass fiber. Okay, we are moving forward. We are making amazing progress. So using natural fiber composites. So there's amazing, light at the end of the tunnel. So we are making good progress. But understanding their behavior is also very important. So you can see here. So defects coming. So we use this X-ray microcity that we have got in our lab, and then we use that, and then you can see there. So what we can do to improve? Maybe we can use a higher compaction pressure, or maybe we have to use more uniform diameter of flax fiber, and so on. Right, so environmental performance is another big challenge for composite materials. So here we are just looking on the biocomposite and composite. This is again the work undertaken by Professor Mohanty and Professor Mishra, University of Guelph. I took that reference. Different materials, as you can see, biocomposite and composite parts made from these two different materials in terms of materials, transport, manufacturing, use, and the end of life. And then overall, biocomposite has performed, biocomposite component has performed better than composite. So environmental performance is very important. So what it involves to make lightweight, high-performing materials. Design is important. Fiber geometry, end of life, you have to think at the design stage. Materials, sustainable, multifunctional materials, manufacturing. If you can use reduced cycle time, reduce misalignment, and efficient process, it will prevent fiber breakage, it will prevent defects and voids. So these are some of the important areas that we still have to take into consideration when we are developing bio-based composites. Right, so summary. So in summary, what I would like to say here is this structural property tetrahedral. You can see characterization is in the middle. We have got structure, we have got processing, and we have got properties, and we have got performance. They all have interrelation when you develop a material. So you can see the characterization. You can use X-ray microtomography. You can use FTIR, SEM, high resolution, TEM. So these are key characterization techniques that we can use. And then we can see the structure, the morphology aspect ratio is important. As if you use nanoparticles, you will get high aspect ratio. Then dispersion is very important, and how that nanoparticle is distributed is important. What are the composition? What are the additives that you can add in the composite? I'm just giving some example: graphene nanoplatelets and CNC nanoclays, lignin, biocarbon that the Professor Mohanty spoke amazingly. You can add to enhance the structure. Structure plays a role. Then you go to properties, obviously mechanical properties, thermal properties, barrier properties, rheological properties. There are so many properties depending on what application you are aiming for. So there is a very strong relationship. And then you go to processing. Obviously, compressor molding, temperature profile, compaction pressure plays very important role. If you are using drawing, if you are using extrusion, then extrusion configuration, screw speed, mixing capability is there. Injection molding speed, share rate is obviously very important. And how do you optimize processing parameter? So these are all very important for us to understand to improve the performance. Now I have 5 minutes. Okay, very good. Right. So far, is there any questions? If not, I will finish, then we can discuss. Right. Okay, so if I move to next slide. Yeah, this was a flax fiber. We use X-ray microscopy to characterize the flax fiber, and you can see kink bands there. And the kink bands always acts as a stress concentration point, and then the failure starts from this point. So when you align your fiber, you design your composite, you need to take that consideration. Otherwise, that can also be a stress concentration point. Again, if you look, I'm giving flax fiber, the structure is so complex. It's not uniform. There is a hollow lumen. Then you have got S1, S2 layers. And then you have chemical composition, cellulose, hemicellulose, lignin. So, these all play a role in overall performance of the composite, or resultant composites. So again, the structure of flax fiber, morphological structure. So these are very important aspects that we need to be aware of when we design composite materials or bio-based composite materials. They all play a very important role. But in conclusion, natural fiber reinforced composites or biocomposites can be used as sustainable material, and they have got very good performance. Yeah, they can be used for semi-structural application. I would not say structurally yet, but there is a possibility that we can also use it in structural applications. And they can be also very good material for achieving sustainability, circularity, and meeting net zero goals. And we can use various approaches that I discussed with you to enhance performance targets for relating different application areas. Obviously, with significant opportunities, there are also challenges how to ensure the sustainable design and manufacturing of natural fiber composites, testing, detecting failure behavior and damage mechanism in order to have a full confidence and use in semi-structural or even structural applications. So I'm very pleased. Thank you so much for your time. Again, I would like to thank our President and Dr. Sanjay Rangappa for this opportunity. And I feel very blessed and very rewarded to be able to work with you. And your tireless work and your drive for research just motivates me to do more research. And thank you so much.
Thank you, Professor, for such a wonderful talk. I know that many attendees, including myself, left with a greater appreciation for the topic and its importance. We are grateful for having the opportunity to hear from you, from your wealth of knowledge and experience. Now I would like to invite the President, Sir, Professor Sushant Singh Chin, to hand over the memento as a small token of appreciation to Professor Homnath Dagal, Sir.
I'll discuss with you informally, please. Any question you have in a tea time, one time, I'll be very happy to discuss. Thank you.
Before going to the next session, we would like to apologize for the delay, Professor Rizal sir. Thank you for waiting. I now invite Dr. Vinod, Research Scientist of KMUTNB, to introduce our last keynote speaker of the symposium.
Thank you, Arul. Good morning to all. I now introduce the last keynote speaker, Professor Dr. Ryszard Kloski, sir, Institute of Natural Fibers, Poland, to deliver his keynote speech on the survey on hemp breeding, cultivation, and application in textile composites, building industries, and other areas. Professor Dr. Ryszard Kloski, sir, is graduated from Adam Mickiewicz University, Poland, in stream of applied chemistry. He was the professor of chemical technology and director for scientific research at the Institute of Natural Fibers, Poland, during the year 1976 to 1987 and 2016 to 2017. He was also the Director General of this institute during the year 1987 to 2008. From 2009 to 2015, he was the scientific advisor at Institute of Engineering of Polymer Materials and Dyes in Torun. From 2004, he is an editor-in-chief for Journal of Natural Fibers, Taylor and Francis. Currently, he is the professor of honoris causa of Pontifical Catholic University, Ibarra, Ecuador. He is the honorary member of Council, the Textile Institute UK from 1988. From 1989, he is the coordinator of FAO, European Cooperative Research Network on Flax and other bast plants. He was the director of Basoads Projects, RL Valaicu, University of Arad, Romania, during the year 2009 to 2013. He has authored around 30 patents, 26 implemented technologies, promoter and reviewer of several PhD studies and professor dissertations. He is the co-author of more than 300 papers. He is also the editor of Handbook of Natural Fibers, 2 volumes, 2012 and 2020, and many other books. He is expert in material science, natural fibrous materials, cannabinoids, terpenoids, and flowering panicles of hemp, polymers and composites, flame retardancy of natural and man-made fibers, and derived products. He is the member of American Chemical Society, ICOMOS, and many other institutions. He was granted with several orders and medals, including Sapientia et Veritas, Distinguished for Science by Ministry of Education and Science, 2023. He is the co-author and reviewer of the book Eco-Friendly Materials, Fibers and Polymers for Sustainable Environment, edited by Dr. Sanjay and Professor Suchart Sianchin of King Mongkut's University of Technology, North Bangkok, Thailand. I now hand over the session to Professor Ryszard Kloski, sir. Over to you, Professor. Professor? Professor, am I audible to you? I think. Professor, your mic is off.
Hello?
Professor?
Now listen me.
Are we
Hello?
audible to you?
Do you hear me?
Yes, Professor, we are audible.
Okay. I congratulate for arrange wonderful Congress Symposium, and especially I congratulate last speaker, a professor from Plymouth University. His lecture about composite, mainly relied on the natural fibers like flax, hemp, and others. My topic is. May you show?
Please help us to show the video we have sent you. Sanjay.
Yeah, Professor. Thank you for joining us, Professor.
It's our honor. And our president also there on behalf of our university and on behalf of our president. We are very grateful to both of you. Thank you so much.
Hemp has its origins in Central Asia, where it was cultivated as early as 10,000 years before Common Era. Over millennia, it spread through Egypt and Mediterranean countries to Europe. In the 19th century, Irish physician William O'Shaughnessy introduced the medical use of
To się sama się przesuwa.
Hemp has its origins in Central Asia, where it was cultivated as early as 10,000 years before Common Era. Over millennia, it spread through Egypt and Mediterranean countries to Europe.
Please
In the
increase the
19th
volume.
century, Irish physician William O'Shaughnessy introduced the medical use of hemp in Europe, recommending it for the treatment of Hemp has its origins in Central Asia, where it was cultivated as early as 10,000 years before Common Era. Over millennia, it spread through Egypt and Mediterranean countries to Europe. In the 19th century, Irish physician William O'Shaughnessy introduced the medical use of hemp in Europe, recommending it for the treatment of various ailments. In the 20th century, hemp gained popularity as a recreational drug, particularly among American soldiers during the Vietnam War. On April 22, 2021, the Institute of Natural Fibers and Medicinal Plants celebrated its 90th anniversary. Canapa gigantea, also known as Cannabis gigantea, was a hemp variety considered extinct. It reached heights of over 9 meters and was cultivated in northern Italy in 1926. This is what the hemp plant looks like. On the right side, you can see a long hemp fiber. On the left, below, there is a scanning electron microscope image of the longitudinal fiber, and on the right, its cross-section. The photos on the left depict so-called marijuana hemp, narcotic, while on the right are industrial hemp varieties containing less than 0.3% THC. During the vegetative period, hemp absorbs 2.5 to 5 tons of carbon dioxide per hectare, which helps in mitigating global warming. Hemp cultivation yields 10 to 15 tons of dry biomass per hectare and absorbs approximately 160 grams of copper, 77 grams of lead, and 7 grams of cadmium from the soil. On the present slide, further examples of hemp varieties that we previously identified as marijuana hemp are showcased. Subtle differences in the color of the inflorescences of these plants are noticeable, as well as their specific tactile properties, including a stickiness to the touch. This diversity is a consequence of a varied cannabinoid profile in which higher concentrations of compounds characterized, among other things, by the aforementioned stickiness are observed. This detailed biochemical and morphological analysis highlights the complexity and versatility of the plant, making it the subject of intensive scientific research and discussions in the context of its potential applications. Within the European Union, there are over 75 registered varieties of industrial hemp. The slide presents methods for dynamizing and accelerating hemp cultivation, including DNA analysis and the selection of appropriate markers. The goals are to increase biomass, achieve straw yields of over 15 tons per hectare, including 4 to 5 tons of fiber, and panicles containing specific terpenoids and cannabinoids. Additionally, There is a focus on altering the composition of unsaturated fatty acids in seeds, such as increasing the content of stearidonic acid. Hemp seed, Cannabis sativa L, composition and application. Chemical composition of hemp seed. These seeds are notably rich in fatty acids and proteins. Displayed on the screen is a pie chart illustrating the percentage distribution of components in hemp seeds. Green, flavorful, cold-pressed hemp oil contains a wide range of essential polyunsaturated fatty acids. It has omega-3 and omega-6 fatty acids in an ideal ratio of 3:1, which reduces the risk of heart disease and lowers cholesterol levels. The table shows the fatty acid composition of hemp oil, highlighting its richness in omega-3 and omega-6 fatty acids and their ideal 3:1 ratio. The table shows the fatty acid composition of hemp oil, highlighting its richness in omega-3 and omega-6 fatty acids and their ideal 3:1 ratio. In conclusion, the utilization of hemp seed oil, hemp seed nuts, hemp seed milk, dietary supplements, bakery products, cereal breakfast, cosmetics, pharmaceuticals, essential oils, animal fooder. In medicine, industrial hemp seed oil, and hemp seed milk can be used as stimulants for the secretion and action of the liver, kidneys, pancreas, and intestines, remedies against hypertension, as well as for softening and healing the skin, reducing inflammation, and treating burns. The content of essential oils in hemp biomass comprising terpenes can be isolated through steam distillation and supercritical extraction using carbon dioxide. This content is presented in the raw material after 30 minutes of extraction and after 30 to 180 minutes of extraction. Hemp oil, green, flavorful, cold-pressed hemp oil, possesses a diverse and wide spectrum of essential fatty acids. Hemp oil contains omega-3 fatty acids, alpha-linolenic acid, and crucial omega-6 fatty acids, gamma-linolenic acid and linoleic acid, in an ideal 3:1 ratio, as well as the exceedingly rare stearidonic acid with 4 double bonds. Consuming hemp oil reduces the risk of cardiovascular diseases and also lowers cholesterol levels. The primary applications of hemp encompass the creation of composites used in automotive manufacturing, along with the growing utilization of hemp for the production of health-oriented clothing. Additionally, hemp is employed in the manufacturing of agricultural textiles, cellulose, and is gradually emerging in various innovative applications, such as the production of high-performance supercapacitors. Building composites made from hemp and flax hurts, bonded with lime and Portland cement, require 4 times less energy to produce than bricks. They provide excellent thermal insulation, are non-flammable, resistant to biodegradation, and have a lifespan of over 100 years. Applications of hemp include bakery and breakfast products, cosmetics, pharmaceuticals, essential oils, terpenoids, cannabinoids, and animal feed additives for species such as fish and birds. The primary uses of hemp seeds include creams made with hemp oil, bird and fish feed, 95% of total seed production, cosmetics, edible oils, chocolate additives, hemp milk, agrochemicals, and extracts from panicles containing CBD and vitamin D3. The table presents the components of industrial hemp, including 104 different cannabinoids and 441 other compounds such as terpenes, totaling 545 components. Noramco synthesizes CBD from well-characterized starting materials, achieving a high purity level above 99.9%, which is attractive to regulators. Research on synthetic cannabinoids, such as nabilona and rimonabant, has shown positive effects in treating migraines, intestinal diseases, and fibromyalgia. However, the use of cannabinoids in obstetrics, gynecology, and pediatrics remains controversial. Hemp essential oils are used in cosmetics, food products, aromatherapy, and plant protection. The main extraction methods include steam distillation, carbon dioxide extraction, butane extraction, and a new method using liquid nitrogen. In Poland, there is an industrial installation in Puławy and a steam distillation facility in Pętkowo. In Poland, the Białobrzeskie hemp variety, which contains less than 0.2% THC and is classified as fiber hemp, is used for carbon dioxide extraction. It contains various cannabinoids such as CBD and THC with a maximum CBD to THC ratio of 14.3 to 1. Terpenes are volatile compounds responsible for the aroma and flavor of hemp extracts. Scientists have developed methods to analyze the terpene composition of different hemp varieties. The terpene composition can be modified through extraction methods. It is crucial to identify the main terpenes and investigate their psychological effects in combination with cannabinoids. Known terpenes constitute a total of 0.8% of the mass. On the slide, photos of two forms of cannabis products, marijuana and hashish, are presented. Marijuana is depicted as dried flowers or stems of the cannabis plant, which have a green-brown color with visible leaves and buds. Hashish is condensed and compressed cannabis resin, which takes the form of a solid, dark brown or black block. These photos illustrate the physical difference between these two cannabis products, both in terms of color, texture, and form. These differences arise from various production and extraction processes that are used to obtain these products from cannabis plants. Cannabinoids are categorized into those produced by plant metabolism, acidic, neutral, formed through decarboxylation, and artifacts, formed through chemical and biochemical degradation. The FDA has approved Epidiolex, a medication for childhood epilepsy containing CBD from hemp with THC levels below 0.2 to 0.3%. In the USA, although hemp is legal in some states, hemp-derived pharmaceuticals must be strictly monitored for purity and chemical composition. The Food and Drug Administration, FDA, envisions a future in chemically pure synthetic cannabinoids. In 2018-2019, GW Pharmaceuticals built a large greenhouse in London for controlled cannabis cultivation. Facilities for the synthesis and crystallization of CBD were also established to meet the demand for Epidiolex. Chemical companies prefer synthesizing cannabinoids over extraction. Noramco, a subsidiary of Johnson & Johnson, invested $800 million and is the only company synthesizing CBD and THC, known as Marinol. In 2015, 13 countries founded the International Medical Cannabis Patient Coalition in Prague. In 2016, they appealed to the UN for support in research and treatment with medical marijuana and for stable access to it. They proposed either excluding cannabis from the 1961 UN Convention or adopting a new convention. A conference on harmonizing global cannabis policy was held in Washington, D.C. On December 2, 2020, the UN Commission voted to remove medical cannabis from the list of the most dangerous drugs, such as heroin. This long-awaited decision may facilitate research and medical use of marijuana. The vote ended with 27 in favor, 25 against, and 1 abstention. The United States and European countries voted in favor, while China, Egypt, Nigeria, Pakistan, and Russia voted against. Marijuana can cause health issues such as anxiety disorders, psychosis, brain damage in young individuals, respiratory diseases, fertility and pregnancy problems, and reduced immunity. Medical marijuana has been used since 2737 before Common Era, recommended by Chinese Emperor Shen Neng for gout, malaria, and memory problems. This knowledge spread to India, the Roman Empire, and to Europe in 1830, thanks to Dr. William O'Shaughnessy. Medical marijuana offers a wide range of health benefits. It helps alleviate muscle tension in individuals with multiple sclerosis, reduces chronic pain, and eases the side effects of chemotherapy, such as nausea and loss of appetite. It also aids in treating epilepsy, lowering intraocular pressure in glaucoma, and protecting neurons in Parkinson's disease. Additionally, it supports appetite in patients with AIDS and anorexia and has a calming effect on stress and insomnia. Below, I present several well-known and significant publications related to hemp. Here are my publications covering natural fibers, alongside the featured journal Natural Fibers, of which I am the editor-in-chief. This prestigious journal is published by Taylor and Francis, USA. Thank you for your attention and participation in our presentation. Hemp is becoming increasingly significant worldwide, offering numerous health, industrial, and ecological benefits. I hope this presentation has highlighted its immense potential. I encourage you to ask questions now and also to contact me via email at rksscience.bureau@gmail.com. Thank you and have a great day.
Thank you, Professor, for your insightful talk on hemp breeding, cultivation and application in textile, composites, building industries and other areas. Your talk was incredibly inspiring. Now, participants can ask their queries to Professor.
Hello, Professor Klosowski. This is Hom Dakal from University of Portsmouth. It reminds me a time we had together in Rome when we had natural fiber reinforced composites and where you deliver amazing talk. And you are still so passionate about hemp fiber composites and so inspiring to listen to you and to hear your work. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I congratulate you for your excellent speech about composite. But I am happy so much because you put so much attention to natural fibers like flax and hemp. But I have one question to you.
Right.
You know, do you using also hemp or flax fiber for rotomolding?
Yes, we are. We have just used the rotomolding technique to produce some composite materials. So we are just beginning. We use compression molding and other techniques for hemp fiber reinforced composite fabrication. But the rotomolding, we are just using, Professor.
Yes, I have worked at Technical University Poznań about the rotomolding.
Right.
And there's my friend, Professor Marek Szostak. He's excellent specialist in whole Europe in this area.
Right, that's wonderful. And Professor, if I also may take time, one minute. Maria, if you remember, we were in Saskatchewan, Canada, 2008.
Yes.
And,
yes, exactly.
She is here.
Yes, I remember this wonderful VHS Corona conference of the network, and so many people from all the world participated.
Yes, so we also appreciate so much your work, Maria.
Sorry?
We also appreciate so much your hard work.
Thank you.
She's associate editor of Journal of Natural Fibers.
Yeah.
But I'm working with natural fibers from many, many years. I began in '61, and in this time it was nylon era. Nobody was interested in natural fibers.
Even when we visited the international fair, people ask me, what is your professional background? I am chemist. I graduate chemical technology. Oh, you have to change your job because now is only era of polyester and nylon. And now you see what has happened.
Yeah.
And especially terrible pollution by polyester waste, etc.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
greeting you and have a good stay in Bangkok.
Thank you. And Professor, I have one question to you. In terms of
Yes.
hemp fiber reinforced composite, what is the industrial uptake? Flax fiber seems taken the market. Hemp seems far behind. What is the reason? Hemp should be more cost effective than flax, but adoption of hemp has not as good as flax fiber. Any particular reason?
You know, hemp is slightly different from the flax fiber. It's strong fiber and it's very good for special composite and also hemp sheaves. You know, when you compare hemp sheaves with flax sheaves, the flax are more heavy than the hemp sheaves, hards, are lighter, and the composite of this, like this building industry, are very good, very strong, very cheap for making this, and gives a chance to getting up value of for agriculture to value of hemp product.
Right.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Now I'll pass on to Professor Sinchan, our president.
Thank you very much,
Thank
Professor Kowalski. Yeah, Sucha is my name. I'm president of KMUTNB. Yeah, thank you very much for your special talk
Thank
today.
you.
And new
Thank you.
update
Congratulations
info
on
of
nice organization symposium. But for me, it's very early because it's 6 o'clock in Poland. Early morning.
Okay.
Thank you. All the best. Wish you
Thank
all
you.
the
Please
best.
allow me.
Bye-bye.
Please allow me and
Hello?
my colleague to take the group photo with you. So we stand on that.
Nic nie robimy, tylko... Dobrze, czekaj. Ale ten sposób, nawet pamiętał nas. No, ale byłoby miło, żeby też pamiętał. No właśnie, widzi pani. To dobrze
Now I
dla
invite
nas.
all the
Myśmy byli
NCR
na
group
pewno.
members to join for the
Nie wiem,
group
z
photo.
tym instytutem, proszę. Łączymy głos. Tak.
Thank you so much, Professor. Maria, thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Thank you very much, Professor Kowalski. Yeah, and have a nice weekend. I hope that I have opportunity to invite you to KMUTNB, or we have an opportunity to meet each other in Poland. Your microphone is closed. Yeah? Okay, bye-bye. Have a nice weekend.
Thank you, professors. I now cordially invite Dr. Satish sir, research scientist of KMUTNB, for delivering the vote of thanks.
On behalf of KMUTNB and the University of Portsmouth and all the committee members of SFPM'24, we would like to express my sincere thanks to our beloved president of our university, Professor Dr. Suchak Singh sir, for his continuous support and his motivation. So we extend our wholehearted thanks to all the keynote speakers, Professor Dr. Amar Mohanty sir, Professor Dr. Manjushree Mishra ma'am, Professor Dr. Homna Dakal sir, and Professor Rizad Kolaski sir for delivering a talk at SFPM'24. So we also wish to thank National Science Research and Innovation Fund, NSRF, Fundamental Fund 2024, Thailand Science Research and Innovation, TSRI, and KMUTNB for the funding support. So we also wish to thank we also wish to thank the University of Portsmouth for accepting our proposal for this collaborative symposium. So we are highly thankful to all the participants from various countries who have registered for SFPM 24 and attended in offline and online mode. So also also in this occasion, we wish to thank the whole team of TGGS at this juncture for providing their constant support to conduct this symposium. Personally, I would like to thank all the organizing committee members and all our NCR members for their support and involvement. I hope this symposium was informative and all of you have enjoyed all the sessions. Thank you one and all, and we expect your presence in future events of KMUTNB. Also, we wish to take this special occasion to announce about our next international conference on sustainable technologies, energies and materials, STEM 25, which will be held on February 19 to 21, 2025 at KMUTNB. Thank you one and all present here for this international symposium. Poster.
Online is already closed, right? Online to register.
Dear participants, the feedback link will be posted in the Teams. Please share your valuable feedbacks. Thank you.